success.
What's up? Welcome to your new favorite podcast, The Ain't Shit Show, the home of booze, views, and unpopular opinions. I want to thank y'all for joining us for episode 91.
Yeah.
My name is Fresh, and I'm one half of the pod guys, and with me is the best in all of podcast land, my right-hand man, Mr. B.
What up? Hope y'all alright. Doing well, having a swell week, enjoying the hip-hop awards, I hope, while we're recording, slaving through them.
Yeah, we're recording while y'all sitting back, watching the buffoonery.
I guess
you said you watched the first 30 minutes though, right?
No, I just watched the Cypher and Anderson .Paak and what's the name performance.
Who was the first Cypher you saw?
It was Cash Dog, King Los, Amon Shumpert, some like Mexican nigga, like, I don't know, fat Mexican dude from like Seattle. He was pretty dope though. He could rap. And it was another
How was the Cypher as a whole? How was it as a whole? They like the Cypher.
King Los, he's fucking special. He was rapping like a motherfucker. I didn't see, old girl shit. She must have went first. I wanted to see Cash Dog. Cause I like her Detroit rap. You know what I'm saying? Like it's mad Detroit. You know what I mean? And like Get Money bitch. It ain't bad. Like it ain't like I don't listen to it, but when I hear her rap, like I don't be like disgusted. You know what I'm saying? Or some shit like that. Like she can actually rap. And she like got a nice little body, so she ain't bad to look at. But my Shumpert shit was alright. It was cool. I kind of like some of his music that I've heard. Like he be trying to get
it's hit or miss.
He be trying to be too nice though. Like he was trying to be like extremely witty. You know what I'm saying? Like some shit is just like better left. They were rapping over what beat were they rapping off? It was like a known beat, and I forgot what the fuck it is right now to come to me. But like it was, you know how they usually have like the old break beats and shit. Like you know what I mean? Like normally the normal hip hop shit, the doom doom type shit. It was an actual song that's out, and I can't remember what it is. But,
word?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
I think it was probably like Migos or some shit, like a Migos beat or some shit. But it was cool. Anderson .Paak and fucking, YB and Corday did our shit. The honey, bitches that be fucking with me.
Oh, they did that. Well, I'm recording.
Smoke that shit. Like, Anderson .Paak, that nigga. Like, he's just extremely talented. Like, motherfucker, it'd be pissing me off because like, the niggas who's super duper goddamn talented, like he could play records, he could sing, he could fucking write music, he can rap, he can at this point dance because the nigga was getting busy on stage. So I was like, shit, like this nigga is super talented and and he ain't got the crazy notoriety that I think that he deserves. So, but
and then that's how you turn into B.O.B.
Yeah, and all crazy.
You be super talented, but
B.O.B. was hitting though. Like B.O.B. goddamn some of the biggest records of 2010ish around that. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Mars, but that's what I'm saying. Like he had like his extreme, like he popped. Anderson ain't really popped, which is good. I mean, the slow bubble is always, I kind
of like that better.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean,
cause as long as you know what he doing, everybody else don't have to know.
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying? From our standpoint, from his standpoint, he probably like give me my bread, but I kind of like when my artists are a little bit, I don't necessarily want to say underground because he's definitely not underground, but less mainstream than some of the others. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it comes with that comes added pressure and shit changes. You know what I mean? So you can just be true. But I think he the type of nigga that he's so artistry, like artsy, I should say. Like I think, I don't know. Like he probably like one of them that won't get caught up in the shit too crazy just because he's so like left. You know what I'm saying? But he could. You never know. Like B.O.B. was kind of left too. So.
Yeah, they all be kind of left, and then it's kind of like, oh, y'all don't appreciate this art that I'm giving y'all. And then, all them niggas too, they like to do their drugs and shit like that too. Yeah. They be getting they, muse and shit from that. So, you get more money, you get more drugs, you get more women, and that's kind of the combination to making things kind of all fall down, but hey, I hope that never happens.
Yeah, he dope. They smoke that shit, man. That's a really dope song too. Really, really great.
That song, the shit. That song is the shit. I just listened to that album when I was driving the other day, I listened to the Summer Walker record. I liked it.
Oh, the album.
Really good record. That
shit with Usher is fucking nuts. That shit is nuts.
I like that. I only got a chance to listen to it once, but I will listen again.
Yeah,
you know me. I'll be like, I listen once, I ain't listening again. I'm good. But it was.
She
really
got like
good.
an angelic voice. Her voice is like, does not match her personality or her fucking look. Like they look like some shit. Like I would have to see her sing to really believe that that's what the fuck is coming out of her. And she look like a little ratchet thought. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's like, but is that what she's going for?
She's like a thought fairy. Like she's got like a fucking little bang and shit and be wearing, I don't know, like her album cover wild as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like
she give me like that, like 19, 20-year-old that like wanted to look older and like was just doing a whole bunch of like hood shit, but still like ain't developed yet. I don't know. I saw her with like a bunch of these like little baby hair type things.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like she like a thought fairy. Like she like a little fairy, like Tinkerbell, like a little thought Tinkerbell.
If Tinkerbell was a thought.
Yeah, and black.
Hey, sprinkling around, blunt fillings.
Yeah, farting and shit. Doing all type of weird shit. With the bullshit felines on. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, with them,
I hate them shits.
I hate them joints. They look like two, ibuprofen 1800s.
Them shits is fucking little Percocet. I hate them shits, yo. Like, if you don't.
My nieces love them shits.
Them shits is so goddamn trash. And I'm like a feline nigga. Like, I used to wear felines when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like some dope shit. Like, I used to have like the Derek Coleman's and shit. But yeah.
Yeah, that was back in the day. Like.
Them shits is weak sauce. They got the ridges and shit. Them shits look like they about to damn dig some ground. Like, they like a tweed. Them shits is horrible.
Them joints thick. Young, the little girls and the gay boys, the younger gay dudes love those fucking shoes, and I hate them shits.
Is garbage. Top 5
I hate
worst
them joints. My
ever.
niece has some white ones, which are the worst ones, and like some rose gold joints.
Them shits, them Usher shoes. They're like them some shit that the Ushers wear. Like they be serving food and shit on Sunday, like after repass and shit. That's a repass
them
shoes.
look like the shits when one of your legs is longer than the other and you need the corrective shoe.
You definitely make the cookies in high school. For sure.
Make the cookies in high school.
The Otis Spunkmeyers, the soft shit.
Otis Spunkmeyer. Hey, shout out to Otis Spunkmeyer, man. Them shits used to be legit as fuck.
Them bitches warm. Listen.
What them joints say? I don't be seeing them joints.
I don't know. Let's find.
Joints still popping?
Let's open one up. That shit, all the old niggas will come. Like, if we have an Otis Spunkmeyer shop in the mall and shit, motherfuckers will be there like, oh shit, they got Otis Spunkmeyer.
Hell yeah. And I'm putting my shit right next to Auntie Anne's.
For sure.
We just gonna have a smell off.
I want to have some edibles. I want to have like weed in my shit though. Like, we got the damn, nigga, you might as well imagine an Otis Spunkmeyer fucking edible. Niggas would die. Cause you'll eat like 9 of them shit. And then you be like, oh shit, you be somewhere on the boat. But ain't on the water and shit.
On the boat, no water.
You be on Atlantic Avenue, but it ain't no goddamn, ain't no Atlantic Ocean. You just be on Atlantic Avenue with a boat somewhere high as hell.
Look, it's this, I wish I had the name. I wasn't planning on talking about this, but you just sparked my memory. They were talking about this shop that sells like edibles in states where weed is legal, right? And they allegedly just opened a shop
in DC,
in Atlanta, right?
Oh.
Huh?
I thought you said DC because it's legal in Atlanta. I mean, I know by default
it's been decriminalized in Atlanta, so that's where I'm going with this. So like they just opened a shop in Atlanta, but it's like all the weed shit, but ain't no weed in it, right? So they sell like weed infused like treats, drinks, food, like all that shit, right? That's what they're known for. But their shit in Atlanta, does not have weed in it. So I'm reading a little article or whatever. So I sit there and I'm thinking about the shit and I was like, they smart as shit because they already know weed is becoming decriminalized in Atlanta. So they already gonna have the spot popping.
Yeah, that's how they got all the CBD stores and shit here. That's how they got them here. Like all the CBD shit, like they all set up like dispensaries just with mad hemp. You know what I mean? I was like, this shit is a fucking dispensary. Yeah. And that's what the girl said. She was like, yeah, we're just waiting on, she was like, eventually it's gonna get legalized and eventually, you know, like we got all the farmland and like rural North Carolina and shit, you know, cause North Carolina was a tobacco shit. Like, so our land is super rich. Like we, you know what I mean? Like tobacco and cotton and shit. North Carolina has some of the most fertile land in the country. You know what I mean? Specifically for leafy ass shit. You know what I mean? I'm sure it's a fucking scientific name for that shit, but yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I said that's smart.
All them tobacco fields, turn them shits into weed fields. And then the white people just gonna be eating again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's another fucking
At least we ain't gotta pick it though.
For sure.
Unless we choose to. Sure. Well, hell, the way the country going, who knows what we might be forced to do. But anyway.
Yeah.
This weekend it was how was your weekend?
Oh, weekend was dope, man.
How was your weekend?
What did I do this weekend? Saturday, I went and bought my kids some clothes because it started to get nippy, and of course they can't wear shit that they wore before. So I went and bought some
Shout
clothes.
Out to Saturday for fall peeking its head out.
That shit was nice and fall-y today too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went and did that, and then stopped at my cousin's house in Durham, got high, shit like that. You know, with the kids, let the kids play around with the cousins and shit. And what else did I do? And on Sunday, I went to the Ross show. I went to see Ross. That show was pretty dope.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
He performed mostly new music or a good little mix?
Nah, it was all. I mean, he performed like 2 or 3 songs from Port of Miami too. He did the shit with Summer Walker. He did the shit with Gunplay. Maybe one,
which is my shit.
Yeah, shit hard. They smoked that shit.
Was Gunplay with him?
Hell yeah, Gunplay opened up
nice
and shit.
Nice.
And this other nigga named Yauda or some shit. He from the West Coast. That shit was trash. But yeah, Gunplay opened up. He smoked it. Niggas ain't really, Gunplay just been on the low, but Gunplay super dope to me. Like, I fuck with him as a rapper. He dope. And, but yeah, Ross killed it though. Like, he did mad shit. Like, Ross ain't really like he got hits, but it ain't like, it's not like go crazy hits. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like a Jeezy show. I enjoy Jeezy show a little bit better for the hypeness of it, but, Ross got hits. Like, not hits, but he got like, shit that I love off so many of the different albums or whatever. So
Ross got hits.
Nah, he got hits for sure. He did mad hits. Don't get fucked up. But like, it's a different type of hit though. Like Diced Pineapples is different than, you know what I mean? It's a different vibe. It was like more of like a cool, smooth vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Ross is a, you go high, you go high and you off like some brown. Yeah. When you go see Ross and you chill out.
Like I said, I'm a huge Ross fan. So, you know what I mean? Like I was perfectly good. You know what I mean? Like his nigga was doing all the shit. Like he did mad, like B-side shit. He did Tears of Joy with him and CeeLo. He did fucking, the shit off Kanye beat, the fucking, forgot the name of that beat. It was off Dark Twisted Fantasy and shit. It's like, it's heralded as his greatest rap verse, and that shit is retarded. He did mad shit.
I feel like Ross is the type of rapper that you can, go on a date and see him.
Oh, you know yeah. Like, I was with my wife. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, it'd be a good vibe. You going to hear some fucking Ross.
Yeah,
now, I don't know about Gunplay, but definitely some, definitely some Ross.
Yeah, they did the shit with him and Gunplay, the shit off, Deep in the Rap. They did mad dope shit. I fuck with it. Like I said, I'm a huge Ross fan, so I was rapping all night, so, you know what I mean?
I need to see when he coming to Atlanta. Cause I would definitely go. I fucking like missed the Wale show.
$30. Yeah, Wale came last week. They should have fucking, they should have went on tour together. Like,
that would have been a good show.
Like, why that shit was done.
Why didn't they?
Yeah, just like they're on tour at the same time. Like, just going tour together. I
keep forgetting that Wale is on MMG.
Yeah.
Like, Wale keep acting like he independent out here. Like, he ain't really got the backing and shit.
I think the contract is over with the MMG shit.
I know he signed with Rock Nation, but I thought that was just like management shit.
Yeah, well, he with Warner straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, he Warner MMG, but like, I'm sure MMG probably getting some money off the shit, but it ain't like, cause Wale, you gotta remember, them niggas been down with, that shit been like 10 years. You know what I'm saying? That shit, them niggas rocked in like 08. You know what I mean? So, you would think that some renegotiations have been in the works, but Ross still fuck with him. He shouted out Wale. They played some of his shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was dope. It was a dope show.
Yeah, but I feel like just their type of energy would have been a good show.
Right.
Like the two of them and the type of music that they do.
Like,
that would have been perfect.
That should have been great. You know what I mean? Cause they could have.
Ross do a lot of soul beats. While do a lot of soul beats and like melodic shit too. Like, that would have been a good ass show. That would have been a very good show. That would have been a very good show.
They said Wale. I wanted to go to Wale shit, but it was on a Thursday or some shit, and I had something to do and I couldn't make it. But
that shit was sold out when I went to go buy my ticket.
Yeah, that shit, he rocked that shit. I'm trying to see when the fuck the tour coming to the A. I'll look at it later, I guess.
Yeah, we'll look at that later.
Yeah.
So I hung out with Tilly this weekend. Shout out to Tilly. We had a good time. This weekend. Got up with
Tilly came to the A, or you went down there?
Nah, she came to the A.
Oh, okay.
She came to the A. You know, we was just together last weekend in North Carolina.
Right.
But she was here this weekend. And we hung out, did a thing, had a good time. Unpredictable night, had a good time. I got up with one of my homeboys, and he is like a costume designer, wardrobe person for like TV shows and shit like that. And he does a lot of work for like Tyler Perry and shit like that. So hard. He was at the Tyler Perry grand opening, man, of Tyler Perry Studios. For y'all who don't know, Tyler Perry, I don't see how you wouldn't know, but Tyler Perry just opened up one of the biggest studios in the country, $250 million in Atlanta, and he had his star-studded opening this weekend, and I don't see how you missed it, cause everybody who is a real somebody was fucking there. Like, the real people were there. It wasn't like, you know, your favorite rapper with one hit. It was like motherfuckers like black fucking excellence there. And I could feel like the black excellence just through my fucking Instagram. But when I went and talked to my homeboy and he was telling me about the shit, dog, like, just him telling me about it just made me feel like, damn, like, he telling me like, yo, like, he was like, it was so many people in there. He was just like, everybody was pretty much somebody, so couldn't nobody really have like no ego. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like he said it was like everybody in that bitch was like humble as a bitch, like just to be in that joint. Be in
that shit. Like it was
just to be in that crowd. Yeah, like, he was talking about.
Like I have made it. Like we have all made it. Like this nigga has made it, and like white people looking like, wow, like this shit, like I'm telling you, like I can only imagine all the thoughts that were fucking generating through that fucking, I know the energy, like you probably could feel the fucking energy for real.
Bruh, like, him telling me the story, I was just like, damn, like hard. I was feeling inspired. He was just like, look, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's kind of like that thing where we always like, on ourselves where, you know, people looking at you like, oh, you doing your thing. And in your mind, you like, I'm still trying to get to where I want to be. Sure. You know what I'm saying? But he was just like, you know, I ain't where I want to be yet. He was just like, but just for me to be in this room with these people and I ain't nobody, like, he was like, that shit was just so inspiring. He was talking about, you know, talked to Beyonce, you know what I'm saying? Crazy. He was just like, he saw these people, his job was like, he works on like the crew. So he was saying like the crew wasn't necessarily invited as guests, but you could still come if you was willing to help out. And he had to be like an escort for one of the female celebrities or whatever.
Sign me up. What the fuck?
Right.
Like, what?
Right.
I'll escort a nigga in that motherfucker. Like, let's go my arm. Fuck me.
There go my
Make sure you don't fall, nigga. You want to use, goddamn, I'm trying to go pin him.
Hey, that's funny as shit,
I thought you was gonna be like, he got to like take out the trash or some shit. This nigga said like female escort.
Nah, he dressed up. Like everything, like he in that bitch, like whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like he, you know, he just telling me about the vibe. He telling me about all the people that's in there, like all these people that he's seen. He like, dog, like I'm looking at Michelle Obama. Then I'm looking at Beyonce. Then I'm looking at, you know what I mean? Like
Hillary
these
Clinton and
huge people. Yeah.
Like fucking the Hollywood elite, rappers elite, Charlamagne walking around that motherfucker, Killer Mike. It was just the gambit of beautiful blackness and that shit. Shout out to fucking.
He said it just felt powerful.
I know it.
Like it just felt excellent.
I don't even want to hear that. Like I know. Like, I'm hating. I'm happy.
I want to feel that. It inspires me. I want to feel that. Word. I need to be in these rooms.
I've been in some dope shit in my life, but that shit is by far the dopest.
I feel like some of these fucking celebrities who do dope shit every day ain't been in no shit that dope before. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty sure that was at the top of everyone's list. Presidents included.
Hell
you know what I mean? Like.
Nigga,
it's 300 acres, you like them hot. Nigga, do you know how much 300 acres is? You know how much an acre is? Put 300 of them bitches. That shit.
It's on the old military base.
That shit, Confederate military base.
Yes. $250 million. He was just like, Atlanta has always been good to him. He said he wouldn't open his studios no place else. Like, I put 250, he said I put $250 million in the ground here in Atlanta, and we gonna make this, basically like we gonna make this shit the shit. And he was just like, I know who my audience is. I know, who I'm out here to help. He was just telling me about like the whole like speech the nigga gave. He was like, niggas was in that joint, like tearing up and shit.
Right. I would have been there, bitch, tearing up. Shit.
Man, this nigga was homeless, bro.
Nigga,
like,
sure.
Tyler Perry was homeless. Like, Tyler Perry been molested. Tyler Perry been, you know what I'm saying? Like, granted, you know what I'm saying? Like, so they was talking about him and like Spike Lee shit because he has 12 studios.
Yeah.
On the shit, right? Sound stages, and he named each one of the sound stages after like some phenomenal black person, like Cicely Tyson.
Yeah, Cicely.
Oprah Winfrey.
He loves Cicely.
And, Will Smith. And so he even named one after,
Will Smith was
Spike Lee.
Damn.
He named one after Spike Lee, and him and Spike Lee used to low-key kind of have beef because Spike Lee thought he was doing coon shit, and Tyler thought Spike Lee was a hater, which Spike Lee does come off as a hater sometimes.
And that was
hating. But just think of the humility you gotta have to be like, nigga, you hated on me, but I'm gonna take one of my things and I'm doing something you was never able to do, and I'm gonna put your name on it.
That's a fact.
That's a big guy right there, man.
Yeah. For sure.
That is a big guy.
I would have been in that motherfucker like, yo, let's make a movie right now. Fuck this shit. If I was Spike, I'd have been like, yo, let's make a documentary of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me pay you back. Like, I don't want no money. I'm gonna make a documentary. I would have done that. Like, I would have been like, boom. I don't know. I guess, especially from a filmmaking aspect, like, Spike Lee would have smoked that, like it would have been mad weird and shit, but it would have been dope. You know what I mean? Like, it
would have just cut to a picture of Madea and then cut back to something else.
That shit would have been crazy, man. That would have been dope. Like, I know they gonna release footage. I'm sure. I mean, it was on the fucking movie studio, so definitely niggas was filming, but I would have been like, yo, fuck that shit. Let's let me do it. I don't know. Let me get the film crew and shit.
Hey, that shit seemed like it was super dope. He said that.
That's crazy. That nigga made mad bread. Like, he been them plays and shit cause you gotta think where he came from. Like, it's funny cause I was listening to Van podcast and he was talking about it, and he was basically saying like, I remember having to go and get the videos because like the VHSs of the recordings of that shit. Like that back in, my mom used to watch some shits in like 97,
Hell
96,
yeah. My mom and them used to have a bootleg. My grandma and them used to have a bootleg. One of my fond memories of my grandmother is when she came to visit me in North Carolina, and, it was a couple of her sisters with her. So it's like, we talking about all like old ladies. And, they in there watching like the Tyler Perry, and they like getting the Holy Ghost off the shit. Like, my grandma get up dancing. My grandma ain't really like a dancing type person or whatever, but they just love that shit. And even though it ain't for me, I feel like that, of course he has an audience. The man worth $600 fucking million.
That's crazy. That's so much money.
That's so much money. And he has this crazy ass house, like, shout out to Tyler Perry, man.
For sure.
For building his table. He said, fuck your seat at the table.
That nigga built a goddamn buffet table. That shit that ain't no table. That's right, a whole
he built that Last Supper table.
Nigga, that was a whole kitchen. That nigga got an island to fucking countertop, all that shit. He got mad shit to put somewhere.
Man,
counter space, nigga. But,
right. Yeah, man, let things like that, man, inspire y'all, man. It inspires me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because,
when
you hear people's stories, you like, damn, and I'm complaining about this, and this nigga came from this. Like, that's crazy. You just gotta believe in yourself.
You can do it.
Understand that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it might take a minute, but you'll get there. If you really believe in it. I feel like you can do whatever you want to do for real, like in real life. You just gotta be willing to work at it, and everybody want this instant success and instant gratitude and instant, just want everything instant, and that's not how it works.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it work like that, but a lot of times when it work instant, it don't last very long. So then you end up being like a has-been, a broke ass nigga.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because you wanted to go about shit the other way. Or, you know what I'm saying? You can always join the Illuminati.
My soul and my body. As a nigga, I don't know did I send you that, didn't I? with one of my homeboys.
Yeah.
As we've discussed, it's amazing how fucking shit comes to life. But as we talked about a couple podcasts ago, motherfuckers like always got the scoop on the Illuminati and all that shit and saying that. Yeah. So like, you know, shout out to DaBaby, straight out Charlotte, you know what I'm saying? NC nigga, #1 album in the fucking country. That's dope. And a nigga on Facebook that I know from a long time, this motherfucker was like, DaBaby sold his soul or had his daddy killed to be #1. And I said, God damn.
One of the two.
I'm like,
one of the two.
Like, so it's just like, fuck him being extremely talented and motherfuckers just genuinely liking his music. That's
how did you like his album?
I ain't listened to it. But, I didn't. Like, I like DaBaby, but like, I know I'm gonna listen to it. I just haven't listened to it.
So I listened to it.
It's all the same beat. Like, Jesse made another. Okay. Jesse need to make another.
Like, yes. All right. So I was going to say the same thing about DaBaby, how we feel about like Meg album. Yeah. I feel like if I hear the songs individually, like if I'm in a club or something, I hear that one song, the shit gonna go. Yep. But hearing 12 of them shits back to back, I was like, that's how his last album was. Like all his two previous works. I'm pretty sure I said that on this podcast, but yeah, it's just Jesse made another one. It's the same fucking 808 and like the little hi-hat and then 808 and that one loud drum that come in, like it's the same shit. Boom, and Baby can rap like a motherfucker. All I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. Baby can rap like hell, but like I said, over the course of 48 minutes or however long albums typically be, it's just too much. You know what I mean? But he nice though. I like when he rap. I like when he get on his shit, and I like I like certain shit. Like I like the intro. I like shit in like an anthology series. You know what I'm saying? Like one hitters. Boom. I like that. Yep. I like that. I like the shit with Kevin Gates. I like that, but I can't listen to it all in succession.
Yeah. So I was wanting to get your take on that because I had a feeling I was going to have I had a feeling I was going to have an unpopular opinion and you was going to debate me on it. Nah. I was like, I'm with you on that. This shit like the same song. But like I said, if I heard them individually, I would definitely jam.
Nice. You know what I'm saying? It's just he need more production. He J. Cole'ing and
he definitely,
like, if he had like different production, you know what I mean? Cause the intro shit is a different, beat. It's the nigga who his, DJ made that shit.
He had like 2 or 3 that wasn't that beat, but out of like, I don't know how many songs it is, like 14 or something like that. Like 80% of them hoes had the same.
Jesse made another one. I'm tired of Jesse making songs. Jesse needs to
I was like, this sound like Suge 1, Suge 2, Suge 3, Suge 4, Suge
But he got, like, when you hear
and then he has like that catchphrase, just like Meg. You don't like Meg's high, but he got that, like that. He has this thing that his little ad-lib thing that he does, so that makes it sound even more like the same song. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and he monotone, he got a deep voice and shit, so yeah.
Yeah.
But I like his videos. Shout out to his fucking, like, he always got a camera crew. I like him. He's smart as fuck. Like, the little nigga, I think he's gonna transcend the game and do other shit because he's likable. Like, he's intelligent when, like, he makes, for good conversation. He has wild videos. Like, he's kind of like a Luda. I think, like I said, he had charisma. He said he patterns himself a lot about after Luda and fucking Busta, which you can see the influence there. And then, like, I've
only seen one of his videos. And that was shoot.
Oh, well, it's mad videos and it's all super creative. Like, it's not like just the run of the mill, like in the club with shit. Like he doing some shit, like he moving, like the cameras is moving. Like he got an ill film crew that follows him around and shit, like at all times. So he's like, I'm under surveillance all the time, but it's his film crew. So like they take his everyday life and just make videos out of shit all the fucking time. Shit is fucking genius. But, well, yeah, I think he's really dope, man. I really like the kid. I mean, I rep for niggas from the crib anyway, so, but I think he got a lot of star power, you know what I mean? And I think, and whenever he get on shit with other people, he shines really well.
I think that's probably where I like him the most personally, but you know him far more than I do as far as his bodies of work and shit like that, but I really like him on songs with other people. Like, he kicked that 16. He good. He know how to come like in Luda. With it. He know what to say.
He got that Luda shit. I'm telling you, he reminds me a lot of Luda, yo. Like, for real. Yeah. And you see how Luda took off. So.
Dressing country as hell.
Yeah, he be wearing some wild shit.
Dressing like a new money shit.
Yeah, he be wearing all type of weird shit. Shit, fuck it.
Somebody said he looked like a hood WB frog.
Yeah,
with that outfit.
That was funny.
He had on. I was like, yeah, he definitely looked like that with all that shit on. He Nigerian too, and you know, like they get a little gaudy when they get a little bit of money too. So that's gonna be interesting. JT Free, how you feel about that? From City Girls.
I feel great about it. I don't want nobody to be in jail. If they ain't, if they ain't do nothing crazy. Freedom is
Free
a beautiful
JT.
thing.
I'm interested to see because I only know of the City Girls without JT. Like I know her verses and shit, but as far as like it's Carisha, it's fucking Young Miami. That's all you ever see. I think that's pretty dope though that, Young Miami held her down the way that she did cause she was locked up when they started getting the fame and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then, Young Miami, even when Young Miami was doing like features and shit like that, it would still say City Girls. It didn't say like Young Miami or whatever. So I like to see when, females hold it in the role because there's so many, entities, pitting females together and shit.
For sure.
So I thought that was pretty cool. So let's see what JT do. Welcome home, JT. The Instagram activity tab going away. Do you ever use that?
Nah, not really. Nah, I don't. Nah, I be mad when I like my fingers scroll over there real fast.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
Like, fuck. You know what I mean?
I never use it, but I know a lot of people who use it to stalk.
Like I wouldn't even known the shit was there if it's fucking. I seen somebody posting on Instagram because I don't be checking that shit worth a damn. You know what I mean? Like I go to the explore page when I'm bored as fuck. But that's about it. Yeah,
niggas will be like, "Oh, you on Instagram? You ain't answer my text." I mean, like people be using that shit to stalk.
Yeah,
and see, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like, oh, B Hill, like 14, Erica Mena pictures or some shit like that. It be showing all types of shit like that, but I don't never use the shit.
Nah,
like I'm the type of person that never look at who looking at my stories either.
Yeah, I don't do that shit either.
Like I don't never like really do that shit.
I never do that shit
at all.
Like I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like if you look at it, you look at it. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like I never do that shit. Like I hate when I click on a picture that, you know how like you sometimes can see it, like by clicking on the picture. Like I don't do that. I hate doing that shit, but whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really care because 9 times out of 10, like, unless I'm posting, if I'm posting something, I'll be like, I don't really like going back looking at it anyway, especially if it's like during the night. Right. Cause I probably wouldn't have posted it if I wasn't drunk as fuck. So I just let the shit ride. And then if my shit blow up for some reason, I'll be like, let me see what the fuck I posted. You know what I mean? Yeah, scroll up, look at, let me see who see that.
Run-ins with that.
Like, let me see. Oh, I just got where you was going with that. You talking about Snapchat. Yeah. I don't even use that no more. You use Snapchat?
Nah, I might check that bitch like once every 2 weeks. When I'm
my siblings use it. So they send me stuff. I don't even know how to use Snapchat no more.
I don't know. That shit look crazy.
Yeah. After they changed the shit up and it was a bunch of ads and shows and people I don't follow. I was like, all right, I'm done with this.
That shit was wild.
I'm done with that. Before, we get into the other shit, what you think about, I'm on my conspiracy theory shit. So, Joshua Brown, who testified 10 days ago.
Oh yeah, he was killed in a drug deal.
Right. The Amber Geiger, when she killed, Botham. Is it Gene or John?
I'm not sure. I think it's John.
Y'all know who we talking about.
Type shit, maybe.
That's what I thought. So he was killed in his apartment, a couple days ago, allegedly in a botched drug deal between himself and 3 men from Louisiana. What's your thoughts on that?
You know what my thoughts.
Cause it seemed like a setup to me. Tell the people what your thoughts are.
Shit, if you believe that shit, man, I got a whole bridge in Brooklyn, I'd love to say, and a White House that's in DC, right on fucking Pennsylvania Avenue. Shit is fire. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like,
you probably get the White House for the low like shit too.
I know, right?
Because of who in that bitch.
Sure. That shit probably
He seemed like he pissed in the corner and shit.
Well, he definitely do. But yeah, man, that shit some fuck shit, you know what I mean? Like, you already know, like, them niggas killed that nigga as soon as he got in there. Like, That shit, man. And if it was three, it might have been 3 armed motherfuckers, but it wasn't no fucking drug deal. Them niggas just killed the fuck out of his ass and dipped out of there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, you know, the boys in blue stand up for each other.
Yeah. In 2 or 3 days, you want to hear shit about it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Me and my sister was just talking about that. I don't know if y'all remember like last year when it was that whole thing. I think it was in Texas. We talked about it on the show last year, but I can't remember the details. When, it was that whole standoff with like Black Lives Matter and the dude who allegedly opened fire, the black dude who opened fire on like the police in Dallas, and they sent like the robot in that bitch to like kill him.
Oh yeah. That was like 2 years ago. That was when, that was after somebody.
You ain't been doing this show for 2 years.
But it was, together. That was, that was,
and we talked about
something. Somebody had done some shit. Like it was like a big ass shootout or something. Or like it was at the, Castillo. Like, was it Philando? If it won't, Philando, it was a black dude from, Louisiana. And I forget his name because I'm from Baton Rouge. I should know that shit. Damn, what's that nigga name? It was around that time, I thought.
But like I know it wasn't 2 years ago because me and you talked about it. And this show was only 2 years old. So it couldn't have been, and you haven't been doing this show for a full 2 years.
They just kill us. Man.
But it was like, my sister was like, right, exactly. My sister was like, did we ever hear anything else about that dude? I was like, no, this dude allegedly didn't have no family, was a loner, like all this shit. Ain't no black person alive that ain't just got no family that's gonna say something.
Right.
Like they set that dude up, something happened and it went away real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, B613 is really out here working, man. You hear about old boy who they fucking gave 10 days in jail for missing jury duty.
Nigga,
black boy.
That shit is this shit, I'm telling you, man. If you don't, man, this shit is fucked up out here. You hear me? Like, my nigga, motherfucker just got 10 years for killing a motherfucker. And they wrong house and motherfuckers start loving and rubbing all on them. And then the nigga who told on them fucking got smoked 24 hours for the damn letter would dry. And then a little boy that is 21 years old and overslept.
Yep.
Get 10 days for some goddamn, and then, so like, okay, so they was like, he's really remorseful. What the fuck for oversleeping? Like, I'm not remorseful. Like, my bad. Like, goddamn, like, this ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it warrants 10, like, and then, so the reduced
it don't warrant shit, really.
The reduced sentences, then they got to do 150 hours of community service and all this stuff. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, sign me up again
First
for
of all,
another day.
I don't even have to do this shit. I could have just not answered the fucking letter. Like, to come to jury duty, period. Like, what are we talking about here?
That shit is
like, they find
nuts,
any reason to lock us up, bro.
I hate it here.
I hate it. Mama,
like,
take me home.
Fucked up, yo.
Yeah, we'll get into that shit.
Shit, did you see the fucking letter that the fucking Penn State dude wrote? Let me read this shit, because this shit is some bullshit. Let me read this fucking letter.
Give us the backstory.
Oh, so
before you read the letter.
I don't know. I just seen T.I. posted some shit. Captain T.I.
Because it was about a athlete, right?
Yeah, Penn State athlete, right? So,
okay.
I'm gonna read the shit, because I think I don't know if I'm gonna read the whole thing, because it's pretty lengthy. But anyway, long story short, go to T.I. Instagram and look at what he posted, at this point 2 days ago. But, about a motherfucking white person who wrote this fucking soliloquy to this fucking football player who apparently has shoulder length dreads that doesn't appeal to his white eyes. And so he told that motherfucker that he should cut it, and he doesn't want to watch football anymore. NFL because of the disgusting tattoos and all this other shit, all the black people that are playing. And now he doesn't want to watch Penn State football because there's black people playing who fucking have dreads and tattoos and shit. So it's much more eloquently written, but it's still a piece of shit. And so is he. So shout out to him for being a piece of shit. You
should be happy Penn State is still a thing.
White devil. Yeah.
Like, you should be happy that Penn State is still a school. Sure. Like, after all the shit they've been going through. Like, you should be happy. So, he probably was the nigga who hate this nigga dreads, but don't give a fuck that the coach was fucking the little boys. Yeah, for sure. Shit.
And it's like,
we'll get on it later. We ain't gonna even get too deep, cause we got a segment later in Free Smoke where we gonna kind of talk about this type of thing.
That's why we talk about white people. Like, it's these type of white people that we talk about. Like, these motherfuckers are nuts, man.
Yeah, exactly. Quick quick brown and proud. Shout out to Oprah for giving $13 million to Morehouse College.
She could have broke that shit up a little bit. God damn, you just gave him 12 like 10 years ago. Break that shit up. Hey. Go give 13 schools $1 million.
Hey, Oprah says she just can't get right. I'm just happy Oprah giving it to somebody here, because usually she just ship everything to Africa. So thank you. We need some bread too, Oprah. I'll take it. Let our black men get some money to down educate.
Y'all need some work. Goddamn, St. All need a little love.
Facts.
You know, some niggas need some new dorms. You know what I mean?
Facts. Yeah, that is
AC
true.
in the room. You know what I mean?
Hey, listen, a lot of these black schools just need fucking training on their infrastructure. Sure. That's why they can't get right, because a lot of black schools run like a fucking black business. Yes, and I say that as a person who went to 2 HBCUs, and very proud that I went to 2 HBCUs. But you know, that's what it is. Like,
so I will.
A lot of money mismanagement.
Yeah, for sure. I'll go back to the point that, tying it all together, that's why niggas need to go to black schools. Like, this nigga doesn't need to go to Penn State. You need to go to fucking Delaware State. You know what I mean? Because they'll accept you and they understand that you wear dreads, and you know what I mean? They understand the locks that you have. Like, go to where you fucking celebrate it, my nigga. Like, for real.
Yeah, pretty much. You ready to get into some little shit, man?
Yeah, let's do it.
Alright, little shit is our pop culture segment where we talk about all the fuck shit on your timeline. B.
Drugs.
What you on? Facts. Just drugs. Drugs.
You know me.
Drugs. Just name the drugs.
I'm on drugs.
Bruh. I
did get drunk this weekend and high. I was fucked up. Yeah, Saturday night I did get fucked up. Cause I was like, I ain't drink on Sunday like that at the show. But I had a hangover from Saturday. I was drunk as shit off like fucking Quavo shots or some bullshit.
Bruh, let me tell you, I was totally out of vitamins this weekend. So I was trying to hunt some down. And so when I went out and shit, like I was just drinking and shit. But you know, asking you shall receive, cause random people I never talked to, I ran into this weekend. Like, what's good? You trying? Yeah, that's what I've been looking for anyway, bruh. I was so high.
It's a beautiful thing.
Saturday, when I tell you, like, so high.
I got stoned at the Raw show. I did get stoned. I ain't drink shit, but I got super stoned. Niggas was on the back blowing that shit. It was like a rally party, so mad niggas I knew had the bud and shit, so I'm just hitting blunts out the butt, like talking and shit. I'm like, yo, hold on, man. Had to walk up the steps and shit. I'm like, oh, lightheaded. High as hell. Wait a minute.
All right. Listen, let me tell you something about smoking, especially with people that you ain't seen in a long time. You think conversations be deep as fuck when you talking to your regular people. When it's somebody you ain't seen, not only are y'all catching up, the conversation getting like super deep. They telling you everything. You like, word. Like I was smoking with somebody and, they actually, the person that they mess with live in my apartment complex. So I was in my apartment complex, like the third person that I smoked with that night. And, you know, they was talking this shit and they was just like, oh, so like, you know, like it's been some break-ins. And I was like, nah, I ain't know nothing about that. Like, I ain't seen nothing about that, like, whatever, cause I stay in a pretty decent neighborhood. And they was like, yeah, the apartment complex ain't telling nobody, but I'm gonna tell you, like, da-da-da-da-da, right? So I'm high, so I'm getting, like, extra paranoid and shit. Like, damn, like, word. So they had bought, one of them shits, like, you put under the door. Like, I don't know if you've seen it. It's almost like a club
I got one.
Before your house.
Yeah.
And
on the inside of the house.
On the inside of the house. Like, yeah, you know, I just bought one of these, you know what I'm saying, off Amazon, blah, 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 you know, just in case, whatever. So I'm like, damn, like, I ain't even know, like, I knew I was extra paranoid because I was high. So I was thinking about the shit extra deep, like, damn, because I feel really, really safe in my neighborhood. I feel really, really safe in my apartment. I mean, you can't never sleep nowhere, you know what I mean? Like, for real. But, you know, for the most part, I feel really, really safe or whatever. So I was like extra paranoid. So like, I'm wrapping up the night and shit, like, we leaving out and they was just like, you know what? Here, just take this. I'll buy me another one. So I walk out the bitch with the club.
Oh shit. Ready for some action. Let a nigga run up. Get the fuck out, nigga.
I walk out the crib. I walk out with the shit. Like, I wake up the next morning. I don't even remember this shit. So I walk out. I see the shit jammed under the door and shit. I look over at Tilly. I was like, bro, you put this under the door? Cause I forgot this whole shit happened. She was like, hell yeah. She said the shit was going down. So I made sure I put the shit under the door. So now I've been using that shit. Ain't nobody getting up in my shit.
I got
bro.
2 of them bitches.
Oh, word. On the front door, back door?
Sure. Well, not on the back door. I got a sliding door, so I can't. I got whatever. But no, I'm secure as fuck. And if you make it past there, you're gonna wish you didn't. For sure.
Hey, facts. So yeah, I'm working on that. I think I want to try to.
You should get Ring. You got Ring?
No.
You should get Ring. It's like $10 the old lady, so you should like at least.
But I got an apartment.
So?
You can put Ring out there?
Yeah. I just got this girl, shit, I don't know if you've seen the shit on Facebook, but, it's a girl named Brenda. She a fucking like, not Instagram model. She like older, but she used to be a model. She used to go to Central. You might know her. But she posted on like WRL, like motherfucker, like she was coming home from the club or like from somewhere. It was her and her own girl and they got like a little dress on and shit. And, like she had the ring thing on. She had like a little townhouse in Bride Creek. And goddamn, like as you see a nigga like step in the thing, hoping that they was there trying to like abduct them or do some shit to them or breaking their house.
Damn.
That shit crazy.
That's scary.
Word. Like their whole ring
scary.
shit caught it. So like she been sharing the fuck out of that shit. Mad people been sharing that shit, but that shit was wild. Like,
yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh man, I got all type of shit. Home defense.
That's what's up though. Nah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that shit like $8, some shit like that. You can get it and you can sync the shit to your phone. So anytime somebody come to your door or anything, you can see that shit to your phone or your iPhone or your Apple Watch, all that shit. You should do that shit, especially since you're a lady.
Not fact. Yeah, facts. And I want to get my gun too. So.
For sure. So open carry state. Better get that shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that. I want to get 2.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to get like a Glock and then I want to get like a 22.
Yeah, keep a 22 with you.
Yeah,
you can get your concealed and everything. They teach you go to the concealed shit. They teach you how to shoot and everything. I don't know how the concealed shit is in Georgia, but I'm pretty sure it ain't too far from North Carolina shit. Like it's an 8-hour course. It's from experienced people to people who've never held a gun and they teach you how to use a gun. You got to go through all the hours, credit hours and shit like that. So I would suggest that for anybody.
I went to the gun range. I was hyped because that was my first time shooting. I was lighting shit up. I was determined to get a headshot. Got my headshot. I felt good. I felt good about my aim. I felt good about my aim.
It's different though. But that's good though. But, they do, my man take courses and shit. Like he trained with my homeboy Ken. I don't know if you know Ken from Twitter. That's my nigga, like actually in real life. But, but yeah, he was like, he do, this is one old black military ops ass nigga that like teach you, like he do real life shit. You know what I'm saying? So he make you do 20 push-ups and then shoot like the targets and shit. He's like, yeah, cause ain't no guy, when some shit jumping off, you gonna have adrenaline pumping and you gonna have to, you know what I mean? I was like, damn. He was like, yeah, we be goddamn ducking in trash cans, all type of shit. Like,
oh, that nigga doing an action movie.
Yeah, that nigga doing all type of shit. He's rolling the shit.
That nigga doing roundhouse kicks and shit.
Congratulations on y'all union. But yeah, he was like, yeah, niggas do mad weird shit. Like, you know what I mean? Do 50 push-ups and shit or run up some steps or run down some steps and then pull your weapon and
shoot. He doing apocalypse training.
Yeah, that's for sure. Nigga strapped
Purge training. Hey, that when I was at the range or whatever, I was like, oh yeah, like, okay. Yeah, this person could be in our team for the apocalypse training and shit like that. And then it was like this white bitch in there. She was busting. Oh yeah. Boom, 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 boom. All them shit straight to the head. I was like, damn, she need to be on our team, but she might be against us. Sure. So we might need to get her ass. We need to train better than her ass.
Exercise their rights, that's for sure.
Hell yeah. She was in that bitch by herself. Young girl too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
a lot of these shit's got like ladies free and ladies nights and shit like that.
Yeah, they do. They do have that. Yeah, cause, at the one spot we went to here, I think they have it on Tuesday. I was like, damn, that's my record day. Where it's like, you know, you only paying for like the lane or some shit like that. But anyway, moving along. Yeah, get your guns. And again, that's the only way we're gonna have we only gonna have gun control if enough black people have guns. Right. So if y'all want to get the AR-15s off the street, then we all got to get gun permits. Sure. Cause they want to keep us out of anything. But I'm drinking your regular, degular, smegular, Jack and Coke. And, we're going to toast and blow one in the air, to poor little Designer wanting to get off good music. So Designer, y'all might remember Designer from, Panda fame, like 3 years ago. And he wants a release from Good Music. He tweeted the other day, free me from this label. Unfortunately, he spelled label wrong. But what would you expect from the Designer? You don't expect like a Harvard education from this guy. So he tweeted that the other day, and suddenly a 23 song album popped up on SoundCloud that said fuck good. And it's all Designer songs. But the crazy thing about it is like it has mad appearances, on this album, like French Montana, Party Next Door, Sway Lee, Dream, Jeremiah, Takeoff, Swiss Beats, Jadakiss, Yo Gotti, like all these people on this album. So people are wondering if this is like the album that was never released, that was supposed to be released. I don't know if y'all remember, or if you remember, like, Designer only had like a mixtape and he had like an EP, but he never dropped like an album, like while he was on Good. Do you think like if Designer gets off Good, like is somebody else gonna sign him? Cause I don't really see the streets clamoring for new Designer. What you think about that Designer shit?
Yeah, that shit sucks, man. Sorry for him. I mean, I don't know. I could tell you 2 Designer songs: Timmy fucking Turner and fucking Panda. That's it. That's all I got. Yeah. So, and that was many moons ago at this point. So, I mean,
did you think he was talented?
Nah. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't personally think like no labels is like trying to.
I mean, but at this point, you don't need no label though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't really need a label. Like, if you got like mass popular, like a, popular fucking shit, you don't need no label. Like,
but a Designer probably needs a label.
No, not really.
He don't seem like a very talented guy. Like, he don't seem like you remember when we used to think Designers sound like Future? Hey, you still think that in hindsight?
I mean, I only heard 2 songs from him, so one of them sound like Future. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He won't nowhere near as talented as Future, clearly, but.
Why you think, labels be holding niggas hostage? Like, so here's the thing, like, I know you want this nigga on your label so that he can make money, but if you ain't doing nothing, if you basically like shelving the nigga, like this is a label situation that happens all the time.
Write-offs.
That's what it is. Yeah. It's kind of like tax slavery.
For sure. Like like they not making any money, so that's a loss. They can report that as a loss.
Damn.
Yeah, you're just
so it's kind of like I can make more money by holding you here than actually have you put out product.
Money, you know what I'm saying? So not necessarily you ain't making nothing off them, but I can just keep the money that I made off other motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you just a deduction.
Yeah.
So.
Damn. Yeah. Never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
I never thought about it that way. I mean, I haven't listened to this Designer album that popped up today, this Fuck Good album.
I had no idea.
But that's quite a list of motherfuckers on that album. I wonder, is it good? I would see just to see, you got 2 of my faves like Dream and fucking Jeremiah on the motherfucking song. So that might be pretty good. I don't know, man. I just never understand what the fuck he talking about. Panda just had a fire-ass beat and a fire-ass hook. I got bras in Atlanta. And that was, you know what I mean? Like, and the only reason we know about that song is cause Kanye jacked it for Life of Pablo.
Yeah.
Where everybody thought it was a Kanye song and thought Designer was kind of like a feature on the shit, when really it was a Designer song that Kanye took and plopped it on there. I don't know, man. I feel like, if they want music or whatever they want, just make some bullshit to get off the label. Cause I'm sure
it is. I just don't think they really give a fuck about them anymore. So they have no urgency. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's kind of fucked up to keep people in limbo.
Yeah. I mean,
even if your theory is right. Totally, you know what I'm saying?
But I mean, at that point, like shit, I don't know. Just start releasing the music like you did. I would have been let that shit ride. Niggas bullshit. I'm out. I gotta do my own thing.
Facts. Designer, wanting off good music is lit or shit.
I guess it's lit.
Yeah. I think it's lit. I don't think Kanye doing nothing for none of these artists anyway. You don't see too many happy artists on good music. When your fucking Boston lost his whole mind. Is Big Sean on good music?
I think he just Def Jam. I don't know though. Like, okay. He kind of like on that Wale shit. He been with them niggas mad long, so I don't know what his contract, I think bro got like 4 or 5 albums. So, I don't know. Maybe, I'm sure if it ain't close, it's being
I know
close.
Tiana not happy.
Yeah,
Tiana not happy being on that shit. Tiana definitely need to get off.
Yeah, she can be independent.
She really could. I really think she could.
I mean, she could, but she could also use like a dope, like, label, like a fucking Atlantic, you know what I mean? Like, she just can be signed directly to a label versus like, being, like
sign to a nigga, sign to a nigga, sign to a nigga. Yeah, for sure. I think like Tiana has enough talent where she can, if she was not signed to a label, she can just make continuous independent money. But I think if she got with the right label, they could probably make sure she had like some hits where she would become like more mainstream with the shit like that she has. So it seemed like she would be good either way, but she just need to get off that label, for sure. Moving along. So, Drake's father, Dennis Graham, was recently on, Nick Cannon's Close Conversations on Power 106, where he talked about basically his son using their relationship to sell records. Y'all know, y'all listen to Drake. Drake's very emo. Drake has rapped about his father not being present in his life like he would hoped, etc. Yet from Dennis Graham's perspective, some of Drake's recollections and stories are exaggerated. He says, I've always been with Drake. He said that he asked Drake, why are you saying all of this different stuff about me? This not cool. And he said that Drake said, Dad, it's to sell records. And when I first heard that, I was like, that's kind of like a dry snitch if that is what he said. And Drake, responded today about the latest headlines on his Instagram and said, woke up today so hurt, man. My father will say anything to anyone that's willing to listen to him. It's sad family gets like this, but what can we really do? That those are the people that we're stuck with. Every bar I've ever spit has been the truth, and the truth is hard for some people to accept. Drake, outside of, pretty much keeping his baby a secret, has been pretty much I would take him as an autobiographical rapper. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, Drake says things that may not be the coolest of things, but they're probably true. You know what I'm saying? Where most niggas would have hyped the shit up or made it seem, differently. Who we believe in here? Aubrey or Dennis?
Shit. I'm probably gonna go with Drake. You know what I mean? Like, I seen the video with his daddy and shit, and like, he was singing and shit, and it was like to a little midget. Mm-hmm. It was wild. Like, it was a wild, wicked video. So,
yeah, that was crazy. That was like super crazy.
Nuts. All right. Like, yeah, he was in like all green with the fucking do-rag and shit. Like, it was just a wild fit. And like,
yeah,
girl, I think
he always got on a wild fit though.
Was like sneaking in with a little person.
She was stalking him.
She would say what?
She was stalking him.
Yeah, like she was climbing in windows and shit. Like,
yeah, climbing in dog doors and
that's
shit.
That's fucked up.
No, I don't know if that was true.
That's fucked up. I had one in the chamber too, so I'm glad you got it. You did it first, okay?
With some chicken minis.
She was like, yeah, why is she doing this? Like, what is this about? So from that point on, I was like, okay, this nigga's nuts. And I didn't know anything about the Cannon shit, but I'm gonna side with Drake, you know what I mean? Cause any nigga that does that and wears that type of shit doesn't make the best decisions.
You don't trust no nigga who doing that shit.
Make the best decisions in life. So I don't really, I can't really fuck with it.
Yeah. It's just kind of fucked up though, because, it seems like, Drake really fucked with his dad, and for your dad to come out And first of all, if that was the conversation that we had, like, you fucking snitched like a bitch. Like, that was some shit you shouldn't have said either way.
For sure. Like, nigga,
you
don't
know
rat
what I'm saying?
on me.
Like, if
I'm ratting. I might be saying,
exactly.
like, I might be embellishing, but you alright. You got a big ass crib and you straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, one way or another, like, nigga.
So he like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I do that just to I lie on you to sell records. So you basically damaging my credibility. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if that was the conversation that we had, nigga, you basically eat because of me. Sure. So if I am out here, you know, doing whatever, and we had this conversation and you were cool with the conversation, you know what I'm saying? It'll be different if you like, why you out here saying this shit, and then Drake like, cause it sell records. So you like, nah, fuck that. That's still fucked up. But that doesn't sound how the conversation went. Right. So if the conversation did go like that and you like, oh, all right, cool, then we shouldn't have never heard that conversation took place. Yeah. Especially the way Drake been putting you on and all your country antics.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Would you let your child portray you in a negative light for the bag? Like, if it wasn't true, of course they got the right to tell their own story, but if it wasn't true, would you let your child portray you in a negative light? I
don't think so. Hell no. Yeah. Like, you ain't finna, like, my kids better not rap, but, you know, like, start being rappers at 18, 19, talking about they ain't never had shit, cause that's a goddamn lie, motherfucker.
Right.
Like,
as hard as you were.
Yeah, it's a bunch of shit in this motherfucker, so, yeah, no, none of that, but, I would hope that I would have given them enough game and, you know, to enough integrity and instilled integrity in them enough to not, you know, sell their soul sell me for a fucking dollar, for that matter.
Yeah. Facts. I think, you know, I think that's kind of messed up. Like, and it's a lot of parents who, sell their kids for less. You know what I'm saying? And let a lot of shit happen for way less just to get the bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just be looking at like a lot of these fucking kids, like that DaBaby or whatever that little bitch name is, who out here doing all this shit and her mama right beside her. You know what I'm saying? You letting your 14-year-old get boob jobs and talk shit and do all this shit. Like, it's just
she should be about 20 now. Yeah, damn.
Nah, she ain't. She's 15, I think.
No way.
She may be 16 by now, but she ain't no older than 16 at all. She was 13, bruh.
Man, that was about what?
She was 13.
About 4 or 5 years ago, I guess.
Like 3 years ago. No, it wasn't 4 or 5 years ago. It was like 3 years ago. And you know, I always go off on a tangent on this joint about all of these adults like supporting that type of shit. You getting Fashion Nova deals and like you getting record deals. You getting all this for like just being disrespectful and self-destructive. Like, bruh, if it's $1 to be made, motherfuckers don't care. But I think that's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to let you defame me for $1. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can make up some shit. The shit just can't be about me. Like, if you want to act like you had some type of life you didn't have for the bag, be off your Rachel Dolezal when they go and talk to her parents and they fucking white as snow. And they like, nah, she wasn't raised on none of this shit. Like, she out here fronting. Like,
right.
We've always been in her life. Like, she ain't never had to want for nothing. And she out here acting like she a black girl from the ghetto that never had nothing. That shit crazy. Do you feel like I know that, you know, you spoke very candidly, you know, kind of about your relationship, like with your pops and shit like that, your biological dad. Do you feel like you are stuck with a parent? Like, if they constantly betray you or, you know, do things that are not favorable, are you stuck? Air quotes.
That's a good question. I mean, unconditional love is just that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I ain't gonna let nobody continuously like do me nothing and I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, continuously, I'm not gonna do it. But I mean, it's always still gonna be some love, like, regardless of the fact, you know what I mean? Like, motherfucker can do you all type of ways, but motherfucker you still gonna love your parent unconditionally just because, like, it's a bond that's like no other, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just nothing that you can really compare it to, you know what I mean? So, like, if motherfucker continue to do shit to me, fucked up, then I will remove myself from the situation.
Yeah.
I won't be a glutton for punishment for anybody, but at the same time, like, you know, if something happens, you still gonna have that, like, emotional connection. It's just, like, cause a nigga that didn't take care of me at all, you know what I mean? Like, it was still, you know what I'm saying? Like, when he died, it was still, like, fucked up, you know what I mean? Like, just pulls at your heartstrings. Like, unless you just, I mean, some people are just stone fucking cold, and I'm not that type of person. So, but for me, I mean, I would certainly can remove myself from the situation, but still like those ties that bind. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I feel like I'm if it's talking about my parents or something like that, like I feel like I can love anybody from a distance. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the only people I think that, you know what I'm saying, that it would be like my parents or like my siblings. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can love you from a distance. Never want anything to happen to you, but you know, I just refuse to, sacrifice my mental well-being and my happiness because of things that you constantly do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's different. We all fall down, but we get up. But you know, things happen, right? Things happen, but it's like repeated behaviors. You know what I'm saying? Like I look at shit like that fucking, Black China, Tokyo, Tony shit. Like they relationship seem toxic as a bitch. Like, y'all might just not need to talk to each other or be around each other. Y'all don't bring out the best in each other because y'all are the same side of the same coin. You know what I'm saying? And it just seems really, really toxic. And then you got to think about like your kids and shit as well. You know what I'm saying? When you in that type of situation. But I think you can definitely love somebody from a distance. You know what I'm saying? And it seemed like Drake, you know, looks out for his father. And I'm sure this is not something that's going to break them.
Certainly writing his treatments for his videos.
I don't think this is anything that's going to break them, but we don't necessarily know all of the history there. But I personally can understand how, like, nigga, basically, like, I'm the hand that feeds you. I looked out for you, even when you may not have been the best of dads. And then, you know, you go and you talk to anybody who listening. Yeah. Because some people just like that fame. And that's kind of seemed like where it kind of, Drake was kind of leading with his little post about, you know, his dad, you know, needing that limelight and shit like that. Think about this nigga. This nigga probably in his 60s and just getting popping.
Yeah. He used to be a musician of his own and shit. Yeah.
Right. But never made it to like that level.
And got you know what I'm saying? Midgets and shit. Nigga nuts, man.
A little person fetish.
You see that little fucking person climbing the pole and shit? Like the little...
Where?
She was like a little stripper and shit. It was on like Instagram and fucking shit. It was like a little white girl. She was probably like 2 feet tall, maybe. Like she was really small. She was climbing the pole.
Polly Pocket.
She was climbing the pole, man. And like, it was like, the way the pole was set up, like, you know, they got like little stands. You know, like any pole has a stand. It's one at the bottom, one at the top. But like the way it looked, it's like she was about to climb through the little hole at the top of the ceiling. Shit, like go away. But she just dropped down and did like a split. But like it was like a little Cornish hen. Like
oh my god,
that was crazy.
You said this was like a Cornish hen. You wrong.
She was crazy.
Poultry porn.
Shout out to
her. Shout out to Polly Pocket, man. Drake's dad. Either dry snitching or lying is little shit.
I can't fuck with it. Come on, Dad.
Yeah. Come on, Dennis. That shit. Get your shit together, Dennis. Get your shit together. So, Sis Santana was recently on Brunch with Tiffany.
Boy, she was hosted. Good gracious. She is somebody.
Hosted by one of my favorite reality personalities, Tiffany Pollard, aka I Love New York from Flavor of Love. Tiffany Pollard.
I thought it was just New York. You said I Love New York. That was the name of the show.
Yeah.
Gotcha, my bad.
Yeah. But I love Tiffany Pollard. She is a funny motherfucker. Like, she is reality gold. Like, I feel like she should be on some show every season because she is like super fucking ridiculous. But it seems like authentically ridiculous. Like, I couldn't hang with you in like real life. You just be doing too much. But, back to Sis Santana and me stop worshiping, New York. Sis Santana didn't hold back when asked about her public relationship, with Joe Budden and how that kind of went south or whatever. And, she made it clear that the breakup was not a mutual decision. She said she dumped Joe, who is the father of her son, Lexington, in an effort to protect herself. She said, we didn't decide on anything. I did what was best for my mental health, my peace, for me and for my son. You know what I mean? it was a decision that I had to make on my own. It wasn't a unison thing. And, you know, she said, kind of wrapping it up, saying that it was the best decision that she's made in her entire life, in her 26 years of living on earth. Leaving that relationship, and her son is amazing. B, I was looking to see if you was B with the T today, because I probably haven't been listening to Joe Budden as much as I used to. Has Joe given any other like little insights or alluded to maybe why they broke up?
Nah, he hasn't said anything about it. Like, he'll mention that he's on child support and he's paying a lot of money for child support. But other than that, no.
Damn.
That's what I like. Damn, how long y'all motherfuckers been gone? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, that's what quick. Like, damn, the nigga was like, yeah, I'm on child support and I pay way more than I did with my first kid. Shit, obviously he's making more money than he did when his first kid, but
yeah.
I like, shit, like, we can't just come to a conclusion. Like, I don't know. I just don't feel like bringing the courts involved and shit is why. Like, I don't want the white man in my business if I can help it. Like, if I'm being a parent, you know what I mean? Like, if I ain't being shit, yes, get the white man involved. But if I'm like, there and I'm active and I got my kid, I don't feel like I should have to pay child support. Now, if you're with him the majority, or if my children are with you the majority of the time, absolutely. But if we like co-parenting, like, you know what I mean? Like, I got him a week, you got him a week, or
like a true 50-50
like 50-50 down the line. I don't feel like we should have to have the white man involved. Now, if some things come up as a man, I would certainly take care of it, take care of shit, you know what I'm saying? If you're short on whatever, that's just, that I have no problem doing that. But I just don't feel like getting the white man involved in our affairs. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anybody can ever eliminate that shit, I would certainly do it. Be compromising adults and be adults. Y'all was adults when y'all fucking laid down. I think y'all can be adults enough to raise another human and then try to come to an amicable decision as far as, doing right by each other. Now, again, certain situations call for certain situations. So if you got a motherfucker ain't doing right one way or the other, male or female, certainly then get the legal fucking system involved so that you can get what's due. But otherwise, don't fucking involve people. But anyway, that's my little soapbox. Not that I'm anywhere close to that, but I know friends and I know like plenty of my own boys that have been on child support and they were damn good fathers. And then when you ask, like, you got them on child support and then you ask them for additional money. Like, don't ask me for enough fucking money. Use the child support. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I got my kid, like, I don't ask you for shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. But, what was the question?
I think, no, I was just asking.
He ain't say nothing about that. Like, he ain't say nothing alluding to why they split or anything like that. He's still crazy as fuck. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. I think like, one of the things is like, Joe has always gone after, these very young women, shapely women. That was a long time ago though. But, he done had a few super young ones back to back to back. But like this girl, 26 years old. So I don't know the reasons, why they broke up or whatever the case may be. It was alluded to that Joe might have cheated or something like that, but it seemed like it had to be more than that. For him to cheat that one time, which, hey, bitch, if he cheated one time and that was enough for you, I ain't mad at you about that either. But she 26, like, she probably like, one of the reasons I got with your old ass is because you got bread. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's the case, but a lot of people out here fucking for a check, having a baby for an 18 year check. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? But it's just so crazy to me about their particular situation. I think is, shout out to, both of them for pretty much keeping they shit under wraps as far as the reason, even though she out here telling her truth without, saying exactly, what went down. So she didn't throw him under the bus that way, but it just seemed like it was abrupt to the outside because they always seem happy. Like Joe always seemed pretty happy. You know what I'm saying, with her. When we were, just listening to the show and shit like that, like he would always seem happy. I know like on Love and Hip Hop and shit like that, like, they had issues with maybe Joe being a little bit dismissive or them not being like sexually compatible, but them like breaking up was like, kind of abrupt, but it's so crazy because you know all types of people that's on social media and things like that kind of portray like this happy relationship. And especially like with a lot of dudes too, like do your dudes, being a dude, do your dude friends talk about their like relationship status in general? Like do dudes talk about that?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Niggas talk about that shit. Motherfucker getting on their nerves, and you know what I mean? Like, you know how that shit go. If they fuck like up and do some shit, you know, I mean, yeah, that's how the game go. You gonna talk about like, you know, your relationship to a degree. You know what I mean? Especially if some shit, motherfuckers going crazy or some shit like that, or bitch getting on your nerves, or you did some stupid shit, or, you know, just, you know how, I mean, being in a relationship.
Do y'all give each other like real advice, or y'all just listen to the story and be like, shit, them bitches crazy, and then kind of like,
I mean, I mean, you can give a motherfucker advice, but shit, motherfucker gonna do what they want to do anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you can definitely give them advice, but shit, you don't, like, you know, motherfucker only gonna tell you what they want you to know anyway. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know the full extent of the relationship. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, as far as, I mean, I give my niggas game, you know what I'm saying? And shit, if I need it, I'll ask too, you know what I'm saying?
How many, what percentage of your male friends you feel are faithful in their relationship?
All of them.
All of them? 100%? Yep. Is that like your dude shit talking, or all like you 100%?
I don't know no other, I mean, niggas don't do shit around me. Niggas is faithful. They
don't talk about it?
I mean, nah. They talk about that girl.
Okay. You know what I mean? I was just wondering. I don't know. We trying to get insight.
Yeah, for sure. I'm giving you. Everybody's faithful.
Yeah. Everybody faithful. Is this like black men don't cheat shit?
I'm just telling you.
Like, are you being real with us right now?
My friends are faithful. I don't know about everybody else, but the niggas that I be around that have girlfriends are faithful.
Okay. So, what you married, what was the point that made you become faithful? Cause you've said on this show that, you know, that basically like you and your wife broke up at some point and you had to get her back. Was that the point where you were just like, I need to start being faithful? Or what was like the turnaround?
That was pretty much it. Like we broke up. I had a bunch of girls that I was dealing with that I really didn't care to deal with outside of having sex with them. So, that was just kind of like the linchpin for me. You know what I'm saying? It was like the common denominator. So I just was like, yeah, I'm cool. Like, ain't really, you know what I mean? Like, I was promiscuous in my day, and I've, you know, had my rounds in the world. So I was, you know what I mean? Came to an end, I guess. All good things must come to an end.
So how do you advise, like, how do you and you advise your homeboys? Like, how do y'all deal with, temptation? Cause temptation is always around.
I mean, pussy is the strongest drug of anything ever, right? So having to kick that shit is by far harder than any heroin or.
Having to kick that is hilarious.
Sure. I mean, that shit is an addiction. Like, niggas be addicted. Like, I was just listening to a podcast today, JFK, like, his demise was fucking women. Like, he was addicted to sex, and he said it in like some memoir somebody said, but like, he was addicted to sex and he also had back problems and shit. So like, and that's why they were alluding to the fact that he fucking got killed, because he was fucking like a mob boss's, like a made man, mob boss wife type shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, so that's what they led to his demise. So I say all that to say, like, pussy is, for a man, is the hardest thing in the world to fucking like kick, you know what I'm saying? Cause really it is like new pussy is amazing, you know what I'm saying? Until, you know, you realize like, oh shit, well, it's the same feeling, you know what I'm saying? After it's said and done. But a lot of niggas just, you know what I mean? Like, chase that high. Like, it's just like chasing any high. Like, when you smoke crack, I would imagine like you get high for a second and it's gone and you got to be back to doing it.
So how you kick the addiction? How do you and your 100% of faithful friends kick the addiction?
I don't know. Everybody got
and you know, like, women love, men or women really love someone who's in a relationship. Yeah. So do you feel like you've had more women come on to you since really. You've been in a committed relationship, or it's like about the same?
Not really.
Or
it's actually a little less. I don't know why.
Yeah, the ring is a deterrent. Yeah. I mean, it should be less. Yeah. I would hope it's less if a motherfucker see a ring on your finger. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I don't know. I'm not married, so I don't know exactly if that's true or not. So it's like a little bit less. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what do your boys do?
Shit, like, I don't know. I don't like I don't know what they do. They just don't, I guess they don't cheat. I can't tell you what they do to deter women. I guess they sit in the house. I don't know.
You don't know. No. All right, man. You seem to be getting nervous.
For what?
All right. I was just like asking you shit. You like,
I mean, I don't know what they do. Like, I don't ask, like, what are your practices?
At the beginning, y'all talking, and then you like, nah, we don't talk. Like, da da da. So you don't know. Like, I'm like, y'all not sitting around having
we talk about
relationships,
but we don't talk about, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing to stop cheating? What have you done what preparation have you made?
No, like, not like that.
I'm just saying, like, I couldn't give you, like,
it be shit where motherfuckers be like,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
they be like, yo, guess what? Yo, this bitch tried da 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 da. And I was like, nah, dog, like, I can't even do that. I turn them away. I don't even, I ain't even say nothing. Like,
we don't really
shit
talk
like
about
that happen every day.
What happened in terms of them trying to not cheat, I guess. I don't know.
Joe, Sin living her best life basically is litter shit.
Right, you gotta do what's best for you. Don't let nobody steal your joy.
Facts. That is lit. And like I said, I feel like for her to just dip like that, like something must have happened and she wasn't taking no shit. So that is what it is. That's lit. So I wanna end this debate on our show. So T.I. on the Expeditiously podcast, debated on, they did their top 50 list. And it was this whole debate about Nicki and Kim and where they, should land on the list. And, it actually ended with, with Kim being over Nicki. And one of the things that T.I. said that, Nicki wouldn't be here without Kim. And also that, Kim had more impact than Nicki. Who deserved the spot and why? Like, we're talking about 2019 now.
I think Nicki, she writes her own rap. So and she's nice as fuck. So I think just from an MC perspective, because I listened to the first half of it. I ain't listened to the second half, but the first half, basically, they were like doing impact, lyricism, like cultural relevance. You know what I'm saying? Like relevancy to this point. You know what I mean? That's how they had like Kanye and Snoop and all them shit and all that shit. Cause I didn't agree with that list. Like I wouldn't have Kanye nearly that high because he doesn't rap. Like he has
it was a few people.
Yeah, it was weird. When they were coming up with shit, I was like, I don't know. But,
the list was kind of trash when I saw it.
Yeah, it was trash. Like, I don't think, like, it was a collective but it was, it was cool to have them talk about it, you know what I mean? And just
talk it out and shit.
Hip hop shit, but, I didn't agree with a lot of the shit that they had, but, I'm high. What were we talking about?
All right. So I think you kind of alluded to the fact that probably, Nicki should be higher than Kim.
Yeah, fucking hell yeah. Nicki's.
Who had the most impact on hip hop?
I'll say Kim.
So that's where my debate was. Now, 100%, I feel like, Nicki should be higher than Kim. I feel like Nicki should have been higher than a couple people on this list. Like, if we're talking about, and I didn't listen to the podcast, so maybe you can explain it. I feel like Nicki should have been higher than Busta Rhymes. I feel like she should have been higher than Gucci. I feel like she should have been higher than Master P. I feel like she should have been higher than Future. I feel like she should have been higher than Nelly.
I wouldn't say she'd be higher than Busta, and she definitely wouldn't be higher than Nelly. But
that's why I'm trying to figure out what they talking about. Lyrically, I think lyrically she's higher than Busta Rhymes and Nelly.
Fuck no. Busta nice.
Hell
though.
Yeah.
Busta can rap.
Busta can rap, but he can't rap better than Nicki.
That's debatable. And Busta's still been here for 25 fucking years. So he can rap very well.
That's true.
Makes great music for what it's worth. Has made great music. Can rap like shit. I got Busta over Nicki. But.
And I got Nicki over E40.
Yes, I got Nicki over E40. But cause E40 doesn't rap as well as Nicki. Like, he doesn't rap as well as Busta Rhymes. He doesn't rap as well as Nelly.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with all of that.
Not for nothing. But E40 can rap though. Like E40 kind of cold with it. Like he cold with it in his own unique way, which is what I respect. But like
he is. Like he is. I'm not saying that none of these people on this list can't rap. I'm just saying Nicki rap better than these niggas.
I would say she's better than Future. Yeah, I would put her before Future. Future's not on my top 50 list. Like, let me put that out there. He's not.
Future's not on any of my lists.
Yeah, Future's not on my side. He makes great music, but I don't consider him like a rapper. You know what I mean? Like, by far.
Facts. Facts.
But yeah, as far as P,
I feel
that's a good one. I need to hear that part because I don't know what they said about that. But like P, I mean,
he might have been up there because of like impact and shit.
Yeah,
I can see P being up there because of impact.
Yeah, absolutely.
But not because of rapping abilities.
Yeah.
P can make a good song, but you wouldn't be like. It wasn't
based off lyrics. Like, it was a bunch of like, it was a collective. It was like I said, they had lyrics. Cause like they had Nas at 8, you know what I'm saying? Like, but again, everybody's list is subjective to what they are. And it was a collective of a bunch of South niggas. Granted, T.I. daddy from New York, so he spent his time in New York. So, he got like a kind of a mixture, but you know, it's different. Like, it's regional. You know what I'm saying? They had mad niggas from the South on there, which they should have. And I appreciated it for what it's worth. But, not everybody's list is going to look like that because they're all subjective. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they had a room full. It was probably like 6 people. It was like a young nigga, 2 people. It was like Big Bank Hank, or Black, whatever the fuck that nigga name is. It was like 4 or 5 people. So it was cool. It was diverse as far as like getting everybody's different opinions, but the way they were like pegging down the list and shit was like, I don't know if I agree with that. And I could tell T.I. ain't necessarily agree with it. He was just trying to do it for the sake of content, I guess. But
yeah. I think that it's kind of fucked up to have the argument of Nicki wouldn't be here without Kim when you named a whole bunch of male rappers who wouldn't have been here without niggas who was further down on that list.
Well, I think like the direct influence from Kim, like, I mean, she had her same album cover. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't no other niggas that really had the same album cover. Like, she had you know what I mean? That's
what we doing? That's it.
I'm just saying, like, that's direct influence. Like, in terms of it wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like, she took that whole shit from Kim, you know what I mean? So it's kind of, I mean, she took it and ran with it clearly because she can rap, you know what I mean? And she's an incredible talent, but to their point, I mean, that's how she got her start. Her first fucking mixtape was the hardcore cover.
I guess that's flimsy to me, but I mean, I just feel like when it comes to like female rap and shit like that, it's always like, then he was just like, oh, well, we need to do a female list. No, because I feel like you could do just a list.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And there's some females that should be higher on this list.
Like top 10, top 12, some shit like that.
Yeah, they had Lauryn Hill in like 15.
Yeah. I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's respectable. I mean, it could be argued she could be jockeyed up there closer to 10, but 15 is like when you got Nas at 8 and you got her at 15, like it's not, you know what I mean? Like I said, these lists, man.
Yeah, I don't feel like Kanye's spot.
Nah, he's not deserved. A rapper. Like, I mean, he's a rapper, but he got like niggas writing for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, like, as far as if we're gonna compare, you know what I'm saying, Nicki and Kim, don't get it twisted because I was a Lil' Kim fan. Lil' Kim ain't been able to drop no heat since Lighters Up.
Dope song. Shit was fire.
Like, that was the last, whatever that album was like the last Lil' Kim. Lil' Kim ain't had shit in like 10 years. Lil' Kim ain't really had shit since Nicki came out.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, if we talking about, I feel like Nicki kind of entered into that stratosphere of pop star, internationally known, where Kim was on her way there. Like, people knew Kim and Kim was getting on like these pop songs and shit like that. But I think if you went and asked the average white person who's around our age that would have been around, you know, to judge a Lil' Kim and to judge a Nicki, not just like a fucking 20-year-old. But I think they would be able to rattle off like more Nicki shit than Kim shit. And the shit that they will rattle off for Kim would be like the first album shit.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah. Mm-hmm. Or, yeah, I mean, but Nicki put out more music than Kim. You know what I mean? Like I mean, that's not to minimize what she
wonder, but Kim probably got a Grammy, don't she? Nicki don't have no Grammy.
Yeah, I don't know if Kim got she probably got a Grammy for hardcore.
She should.
Or at least like. Yeah. And she got a Grammy for Ladies Night. Or not Ladies Night, Marmalade.
Oh yeah, she got one for Lady Marmalade. she got a bunch of nominations, but she only has one Grammy, but that is one Grammy more than Nicki. I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, even though Nicki extra as fuck, like, I feel like they don't try to give her props and shit like that. But I'm also going with, if we rolling with Lil' Kim like that, and Lil' Kim didn't really write her shit, then it's about time for Cardi to start getting mentioned on these lists too. I feel like if writing is not unnecessary.
She only got one album. You can't like give her like greatest of all time right now. She needs a sophomore project. Like I'm putting Eve before I put Cardi.
Lauryn Hill only got one project. Well, I guess you count the Fuji shit
she got,
too.
Yeah. And she was, fuck that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true. But the time will come soon if writing your own lyrics is not part of the qualifications to get on these lists.
Definitely putting Eve before Cardi B.
You put who? Eve before Cardi B?
Eve write her shit.
Only reason I would put Eve, that's what I was gonna say.
Like
the only reason I'm putting Eve before Cardi B is cause she write her own shit. Yeah. But like, Eve got some shit. Don't get it twisted. Eve got some fucking shit out there.
Nice. Nice to fuck with Eve.
All right. So, Nicki being, or let me rephrase that, Kim being higher than Nicki on the list. Even Fab was low on the list. They was going between Fab, Nicki, and Kim.
Yeah. They had Method Man pretty high too, which was interesting. Yeah,
a lot of people like really put Method, but again, they have Future on this list. So Future is fucking number 32.
Yeah.
And you got Fab 41. You got Nicki 42. You got Meek Mill 43.
Yeah, Meek ain't
Ghostface and Raekwon. Like,
50 list.
You got Twista fucking 47.
I'm right with
and
Twista.
You got
niggas
fucking,
can't get busy. Twista should be in the top 50 for sure.
Twista should be way higher than Future.
Yeah, that's a fact. Like,
I fucks with Twista. Like, heavy. So, Kim being higher than Nicki is little shit.
I mean, you can't really argue with it one way or another. You know what I mean? So, I guess it's lit. I don't know. I mean, it's just a subjective
I think it's lit only... Yeah, I think it's lit only because the conversation is being had. But you know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta get past Nicki antics, and Nicki need to be higher on y'all list. Like Nicki, I feel like Nicki should be like in y'all top 20.
She definitely top
on most of these lists. Sure. All right, you ready to get somebody some advice? Yeah. All right. We about to get into Ain't Shit in 2 Cents. Ain't Shit in 2 Cents is our listener letter segment where we give advice to listeners who clearly don't care about getting advice from high people and drunk people, which is Dr. Bill and Dr. Fresh.
H is silent.
And his H is silent. Today we have a letter that came from Ron J. Last initial of his name is Ron J. And this is pretty simple.
Sound like a DJ.
A lot of times when,
DJ Ron J.
All right. A lot of times when dudes write in, they get straight to the point a lot of times. That's the thing I like. It says, I started seeing this shorty and I'm really feeling her. I'm a hood ass nigga that don't know much about romance. B, you married and fresh. You seem to be doing your thing out here. I wanted to know if y'all could give me some ideas.
Look at you.
Some ideas. I don't know where Ron is.
Tell on the Ron. You know, Ron?
I wanted to know. I wanted to know if y'all could give me some ideas for some cool little dates. I appreciate it. FYI, the show is fire. Only pod I listen.
Appreciate that, my nigga Ron, DJ Ron J. Is it Ron J or Ron G? Ron J. Appreciate you, Ron J. From around the way. You know what I mean?
I don't think he goes by Ron J. I think he goes by Ron.
DJ Ron J from around the way.
His last name starts with J, but I don't say people's last
Ron
name.
Johnson from Different World. Okay. I got you. Shout out to Ron Johnson. You had the fucking, you had the dope ass haircuts and the J's and shit back in the day. Ron Johnson was a 12 ass nigga though.
He did.
Ron Johnson was hard. Them niggas had crazy haircuts. And the crazy sweaters. Ron Johnson was that nigga though. Like, Ron Johnson was that nigga though, for real. I used to fuck with Ron. Like, Ron was that nigga. When he bagged Kim and shit, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, Kim up in the goddamn, like, hold on, you goddamn beautiful black queen, I need you.
Hey, yeah, him and Kim was kind of an
that
odd
shit
couple
was whack.
too.
Yeah, that shit
Cause he was like super light.
Then he start fucking with Freddie. He started fucking with Freddie because they were all living together some shit, and he would start fucking with Freddie.
Hey, you know how it is. Like, everybody run through the whole crew. Like, the whole crew run through the crew in shows like that.
And
they having on Saved by the Bell too.
Shit, nigga, I'm fuck mad friends and fuck mad friends. But yeah, shout out to Ron J. I need to know where he stay at. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess not really, but
not really.
What
to give him
enjoy,
some ideas.
I'll tell you this: like, I enjoy movies. I love movies. Me and my old lady love movies.
Boo! That's regular. I'm sure he thought about that shit already.
I'm just saying, shit. You know, the nigga say a hood ass nigga probably got DVDs and shit.
Hey, go to the movies. Nigga. You definitely a hood ass nigga if you ain't been to the movie.
Nigga got his gun in that bitch with him and everything. I don't blame him.
That nigga got his gun hiding inside the popcorn bucket just in case anything pop off.
These white folks crazy. But yeah, I mean, you know, comedy shows is dope. I mean, I'm just kind of giving you what I do. Like, you know, comedy shows, me and my old lady love to laugh. We both like real silly and shit.
What did you do when you was trying to impress your old lady?
Oh, same shit I do now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, my old lady, like, is simple. She don't need to, like, all that crazy shit. Like, we done did all type of crazy shit, but then we also.
Like what?
Like, go on vacation. You know what I'm saying? Go to an extravagant vacation, or, you know what I mean? Go to Vegas, or dip away for the weekend or some shit. Just go somewhere. Like, yo, let's just pack your bags and go out of town. You know what I'm saying? If it's to the A or DC, or, you know what I mean? Like, we used to just do all type of spontaneous ass shit. You know what I mean? Like, if we ain't had shit to do, or we'll sit in the house all day and, like, just chill. You know what I'm saying? That was a perfectly good day too. You know what I'm saying? Just chill, watch TV, laugh, joke, fuck a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Get something to eat, come back, chill out. All type of shit, man. I mean, go to Kings of Men, go to the fucking amusement park. You know what I mean? She like doing shit like that. Go to comedy shows, concerts are dope. You know what I mean? Like, find some, you know, maybe some dope shit that she, like, maybe hasn't listened to, and, you know, may not necessarily know, or she has, like, certain artists that she fucks with. Maybe pick up on that and see if there's any shows around about your area, and y'all maybe go away for the weekend or something like that. I don't know, man. Shit, I ain't the most romantic ass nigga though, so I don't know.
I'll give you some cool shit.
Yeah, let a girl tell you what's a dope date.
Some dope shit I've done and I've had done for me. Like, go away for the weekend, go to like a winery or some shit like that. Go to the beach in the winter. That's dope as fuck. Room's cheap as fuck. You get oceanfront room. You see the water. You stay in the room though. You can't go to the water, but y'all ain't getting in that bitch. Like, the beach in the colder months when ain't nobody at the beach is a fire ass date. Do shit like go to like escape rooms and shit like that. Go on like
he a hood nigga. He ain't trying to go like no escape room.
He a hood nigga. He needs education. He don't want to do continuous hood shit.
Might fucking have relapse in that bitch. Start shooting that goddamn body. I can't get out of here. Go. Trap house.
Just cause he police a hood nigga don't mean he out here selling drugs and all that shit. If you want to go to the movies, go to a film festival. Or if you want to do some shit in the house, think about what her favorite movies are, and then have your own shit in the crib and show those movies and cook some dope shit for her.
What I just said.
You know what I'm saying? Like, like, find a way, get to know her and figure out what she like and make that shit special. If you are gonna chill in the house and you trying to get some ass or some shit like that, set up some shit where you give her like a massage or some shit. Naked. You know what I'm saying? Like, with the oils.
Yeah. Oh yeah, a couple of massages are stupid though. Like, just get her a massage. Like, being in the same room with a motherfucker, like, I mean, I guess it's alright, cause when you like finish though, but then they be rushing you out, cause like, I be feeling horny after the massage and I be wanting to fuck, but you can't really, cause they be like, oh, we got somebody coming in.
Yeah, that's why I was saying you give her a massage.
Yeah, or just give her a massage.
Some oils and shit.
Have her come back to the crib and just be naked in the crib. You know what I mean? Like, when she open the door, just like dick out everywhere. Hard.
Y'all dick out everywhere ain't really like niggas with their dick out ain't never been like.
Yeah. I don't know. Some bitches like it
like
though.
You
Some bitches like that shit. Come in the crib and
like bitches like dick, but like you just standing there with your hands on your hip like dick out. Like,
What's up with
like I done seen your dick a million times.
Nah,
like
this is a different
I don't
dick
think
right
women get as excited about your body as you get about their body.
It's a naked dick.
Oh. With your soft ass dick too. Just
I know it's hard. It's on site. Text me when you're around the corner.
Text me when you're around the corner.
I can goddamn make this shit twerk. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, make this shit twerk. Yeah, try some of B Hill shit. Try
real
some
nigga
of my shit.
Hey.
Let me know what gets you the best head that night. B Hill's methods or my methods. But really like just get to know her and like get to know like the things that she like. And sometimes the things that she like might not necessarily be the shit that you like, but she gonna be even more impressed that you willing to do some shit
but
you don't really like
that
just
you
for
don't
her.
typically like the shit. So it ain't like, cause then she gonna expect you to do shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? So like, nah, I'm not really a fan of this, but I'll do it on the strength. So make that part know. You know what I'm saying? So she don't expect.
But that kind of goes with like the conversations, like when y'all talking to each other and you figuring out the shit that you like and she like, and you just like, that ain't really my thing, but all right, I can see how that could be cool for you, or you know what I'm saying, like
she gonna
whatever
order
the case
hot dog, onions on your hot dog. You know what I'm saying? And keep doing that shit. You don't want that to happen.
Oh my god. Yeah, well, be clear with what you don't like, but don't be like, I'm just doing this shit for you. Like, you have to make it seem like you're going out of your way.
I normally don't do this.
No, don't say that shit.
But I'm gonna eat it tonight.
Don't say that. Listen to me.
I normally don't do this.
Don't say that shit.
I'm gonna eat it tonight. This is my first time.
If you say, I normally don't do this, but I'm gonna eat it tonight, she gonna let you eat it tonight, and then y'all probably gonna be broke up tomorrow because she needs somebody who gonna eat it.
Right.
Like, and who like eating it. Like, that shit come off if you don't like doing whatever you're doing. Cause she probably don't like sucking your musty ass.
It ain't musty. I just took a bath.
Yeah, she doing it. You don't know about Ron J. Dick?
I just said I just
speaking
took a
on
bath.
all niggas' dick.
I feel like I was being attacked. My shit is not musty. Okay. I just took a bath.
Hey, Ron, man, just do some shit like out of the ordinary, like that. If you trying to impress her, and then you can get into like the routine shit, like going to movies and shit like that, because nobody's never been impressed by, hey, let's go to a movie. Even though there's some shit you can do that shit all the time. It's just not impressive. So you said that you're trying to impress her and romance her. Do that shit. Hey, Groupon always got some shit you ain't never did before. That's go fact. Fucking zip lining. Go, you know what I mean? Go get on a fucking hot air balloon. Like, I like doing all types of shit that I ain't never did before. So, you know, try some shit like that and you can get it for the discount. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't always gotta be like some romantic shit. Yeah. Like, it could just be like some straight up fun shit. Like, y'all can go to motherfucking, what's the place in Raleigh? Adventureland.
Yeah.
Y'all can go to places like Adventureland because that's something you wouldn't normally do.
Yeah. That shit high.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all them shit's high. Dave and Buster's, Main Event, Top Golf.
That's a fact.
All that bullshit high as a bitch.
Hell yeah.
Hey, look, set up the video games in the crib. Set up the old school video game in the crib. You know what I'm saying? Game
put
night.
Dick on them. Like, come here. Like, it say lay down. It say lay down. Red, lay down.
Listen, flash news alert. Niggas always want to fuck. You wanting to fuck is not going to be something new to her. Like, you trying to put your dick in is not going to be groundbreaking shit. Cause she knows that's the main thing.
Let's play Jenga. Let's play body Jenga.
Let's play body Jenga.
Horizontal. See who fall.
Poker. Hey, Ron J, let us know. I want to know how your date turned out. I need you to go on at least one of each of our recommendations and see how that
dick out, man.
The first thing I'm recommend you go to a winery. Go to a winery. That's my first one. What's your first one? You gonna give me? Out of the shit you
comedy show. Like, just go to a comedy show. And like, cause everybody like to laugh. You're always in a good mood in the comedy show, even if.
Unless you get fried.
Yeah, but don't sit in the front.
Right, because your ass might get fried and then she turned off.
Yeah, she's gonna be like,
your teeth is kind of big, like, nigga. Look like baby shoes, nigga. Right. Get the fuck out of here, big teeth ass nigga.
Big teeth face ass.
Billboard teeth ass nigga.
Yeah. Sit in the back in the dark. In the cloak of darkness. Right. and then
shit. Go get something to eat. Facts. Go get wings. Wings always work.
For sure.
If y'all want some more of this A1 advice from Dr. Bill and Dr. Fresh, hit us up at theaintshitshow@gmail.com, and that's the X where the I will be, and your letter may get read on the show. You ready to wrap this baby up with some free smoke?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Free smoke is where we talk about any hot button personal issues. It could be anything from politics to petty. And today's topic, comes about because quite a few people that I know and a couple listeners to the show have been wanting to hear our perspective on this Chelsea Handler special, Hello Privilege. It's me, Chelsea. And it's on Netflix, and the show basically centers around the fact that Chelsea Handler never thought that privilege had anything to do with or white privilege didn't really apply to her because she wasn't rich. She thought that white privilege was a rich white thing, and because she came from nothing, well, she didn't really come from nothing. She came from like a middle class family, that it really didn't apply to her. So in this hour, 15 minutes or whatever documentary, she goes and she chats with black people about white privilege, and she talks to some white people about white privilege and gets their perspective on things. Before we get into the actual doc, B, how do you personally define white privilege?
Just the implied advantage that is just a standard, I guess, around this motherfucker. You know what I mean? For the lack of a better, more eloquent way or articulate way to say it, it's just the advantage that white people have in America over anybody else. You know what I mean? Like, it's just to what it seems, it's like the fucking birthright. You know what I mean? Like, it's just their go pass. Like, they always got the green light. You know what I mean? Like, in all facets of life. You know what I mean? It's just their way. You know what I mean? It's just the implied way, unfortunately, that American society is run.
Yeah.
I could have said it way more if I have a million other thoughts and things, but that's kind of the gist of it at this point.
Yeah. I think of white privilege of having the luxury of not having to think about your race at all.
For sure.
I think that
it's just a luxury,
white privilege. Yeah, I think that white privilege is not ever having to worry about if you fit in or if you're good enough or if you're going to get something. You already know that it's going to work in your favor. I feel like white privilege is not having to say you're sorry when you done did some shit. You know what I'm saying? White privilege is not having to pay attention to those minorities or underserved communities because you're going to be good regardless, and your kids are going to be good. So no matter what happens in this country, even if you're the poorest of white person, you still have it easier than the richest of black people. You've even heard of people like Oprah saying she's gone into fucking high end stores and been followed, and she fucking Oprah. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like your color just you're able to know that if you get pulled over, the first thing you're thinking is not, am I going to be shot, or what are you pulling me over for? You have the ability to fucking cuss out a cop and drive off.
It's like diplomatic immunity. You know what I mean? Like, you can pretty much do whatever the fuck you want and get away with it to an extent. You know what I mean? Unless it's just extremely egregious, then you might get some type of consequence. But more times than not, no. It's just diplomatic immunity in this fucking, this state that we live in, or this country that we live in.
Yeah. Chelsea gave, basically, a story about how, when she was coming up in the comedy game and all of that. And, she thought she was really grinding and like doing her thing, which she did, but she realized that if she was a black comedian, female comedian, she wouldn't have got away with half of the things that she got away with. She's a white woman. She's blonde. You know what I'm saying? And blonde and white gets you way further than any other thing, in America. But one of the things she talked about was the fact that when she was 16, she had this black boyfriend, and his name was Tyshawn. Mm-hmm. And Tyshawn, she said her and Tyshawn got pulled over at least 3 times by the cops, and each time Tyshawn got in some trouble and Chelsea was able to go. And she never thought about the fact that she was white, that she never got in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And it was kind of like this light bulb that, you know, kind of went off in her head. So when she kind of that's towards the end, but she kind of starts off the documentary by going to talk to some black people and basically saying, how can I be a better white person? Now, I think we all agree on is that it's not our responsibility to make you feel better about being white. It's not our responsibility to help you be a better person. But how do you recommend that people with privilege learn how to be better stewards of their privilege?
I think it just comes down to just being, you know, fundamentally a good person, right? So like if you see some injustice, right, like if you see some shit that's fucked up, like and apparently fucked up, blatantly fucked up, egregiously fucked up, that you speak on it. You know what I mean? Because you have, like, it can't be the oppressed telling the oppressor, hey, we're being oppressed. Yeah. The oppressor has to realize, like, oh shit, I'm oppressing these people. You know what I mean? And it has to come from within. So it's like, I mean, essentially it's like just gaining knowledge of self. And I think they have it, but I think it's understanding that, you have to kind of divert that shit, because I don't know, it's just evil. Like when people are being oppressed because of the color of their skin and have historically been oppressed, like you just have to make a stand, like boom. This ain't like, if some shit is outright unjust, then you got to be on the side of right. You know what I'm saying? I think that's just what it boils down to be. You know what I'm saying? Like you just got to be on the side of right, and that's just morally, and that has nothing to do with skin color or fucking beliefs or anything. Yeah. That just comes down to what's right and what's wrong, and everybody has 98% of the people in this, you know, population have that innate ability to determine and make that discernment that right is right and wrong is wrong. Now, if you know, willing to obey it and do whatever, then that's another issue. But fundamentally, you know what's right and what's wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's your job I think it's white people's job to put that on Front Street and, you know, like I said, not necessarily, and just combat racism with all their power. You know what I mean? Cause they have the power. They're the minority, especially in America. Like it's dwindling, but at this point in time, they're the minority, which probably has them, you know, back into a corner as well. But, yeah, I mean, I think that's it. Like I said, I could kind of expound on it for days, but there's no point in me continue to beat the horse.
I agree with everything you just said, and just being like a fundamentally good person. But I think, to me, where the problem comes in, especially with the types of privilege we've seen in the past 3 years, the outward racism and things like that, is that people believe that if you give others rights and privileges, then you lose some of yours, which there's enough for everyone. Right. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't mean that. And it's kind of like, I think they kind of go into like this self-preservation thing. Like, oh, well, if we let, you know, the blacks or the Mexicans or the whomever do this, then, you know, what's going to happen to me? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all been doing this shit for over 400 years. Like, y'all been had the upper hand, and that shit ain't about to stop no time today. But what you can do is, when you see individuals being unjustly incarcerated and unjustly being shot by the cops, and schools not being funded the proper ways and things like that, where you speak up to that shit. You know what I'm saying? And you help do whatever you can to make sure when you're in that seat, where if you're, you know, the fucking superintendent, or you're the whomever decide where the money go, make sure that shit is being divvied out the proper way. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all can play parts in making sure that things are equal and that things are fair. They were talking about like voter suppression and things like that. And and this white man said
that was the best part for me. Like that whole fucking that monument or that fucking shit. Now
Oktoberfest.
Nah, hell no. That was fucking white people talking about with the
with the black lady. Yeah.
Crazy, nigga.
Where the individuals had been lynched.
Well, it was representative of all the counties in the South. So that shit wasn't just like in that specific country or that specific town. It was the entire South. So I never knew that shit was there.
Right.
They had like the fucking slaves and shit. That shit is amazing. Like, how the fuck is that not more publicized? Like, how the fuck? I want to go there. I don't know. I ain't gonna say I'm gonna drive there, but I would like to go there one day. You know what I mean? Like, just to see it. Take my kids or something.
Yeah. Alabama wouldn't be but too far from you. I don't know what part of Alabama that dream is in. I can't
Alabama
necessarily.
You gotta get through Georgia and shit. Like, shit. It ain't a far.
Alabama only.
It's like 4 hours.
Alabama only an hour and a half from Atlanta. So I don't know what part of Alabama that was in, but just sticking that hour and a half on to that 5.5 hours from where you at. We already talked about 7 hours. What's the longest road trip you can go on with your kids, you think?
Shit, just by myself. Goddamn, about 4 or 5. I'm ready to get out of the car. I get old. I get sleepy and shit. I'm like, whew, I'm ready to go. But I guess, I mean, the longest I've ever driven consecutively was to the A and back. So that was 6 hours. I think. Yeah. So I ain't never tried it over that. And I'll be ready to get out the car as soon as I hit Atlanta. So 6 hours.
And depending on when you come, you might still be in the car another hour because of traffic.
Sure. And I get sleepy and shit. I ain't with that shit. My old young self, I used to get them burn the road. I used to drive to Atlanta all the time. Now, I don't know.
I thought it was interesting talking to one of the guys where they were talking about voter suppression, and the dude was like, I mean, all you got to do is make sure that you spelling your name right and you know your address. But the way he kind of said it was like, some of y'all too dumb. Like y'all, you don't know how to spell your name. Like, and the one white lady was like, I feel like, privilege is just coming from having a mother and a father, and most African Americans don't have a mother and a father, like, in the home.
The white people was the stupidest fucking people on the show.
It was bad.
It was fucking ridiculous. I'm like, God damn.
It was bad.
Like, really? Is that like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's just, it was cool. It was alright. I mean, it wasn't nothing.
What was your, what was like one of the most shocking comments that you heard on there?
I think about the name shit. Like, that shit was like, when dude was like that, I was like, this motherfucker here, like, cause he was insinuating that, like, only thing he didn't say is like, them niggas can't fucking read or write. You know what I'm saying? Like, they should know how to read and write their names. Like, bitch, the fuck you talking about? Like, we invented fucking language. The fuck you talking about?
Yeah.
So anyway, that shit pissed me off. But I mean, you know, it's white people being white people. Nothing new here, guys. You know what I'm saying? Nothing new to see.
I thought the stats in regards to New Jersey was kind of crazy. Like, black youth is incarcerated 30-1.
Oh yeah. I think I tuned out at that point.
Black adults.
I mean, I was back. I was just doing something.
Is 12-1, in Jersey, like, which is super crazy. And they were talking about like what, you know, talking about your kids, talking to your kids about, you know, like the cops and shit like that. Do you feel like you'll have a conversation, with your kids about that, and how you think that will go?
I don't know, but I'm gonna have to have it.
At what age do you think you have it?
Probably have around 10, you know what I'm saying? When they can like kind of, you know, process things a little smooth, but yeah, it's coming. It's on the way. It's on the horizon for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
How would you advise like another parent whose child may be around that age to kind of break that down the way you thinking about it in your head?
I mean, I'm a straight shooter in most everything that I do, if you haven't been able to tell now. So, I mean, you just gotta kind of tell them the real, like when you black, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause now I'm incorporating a lot of that, you know what I mean? Like subtly, you know what I'm saying? Into my conversations with my kids. Especially my kids, because they're in school now, and you know, it's white people, you're, you know, mixing them, whatever, and I, you know, just try to tell, you know, the content of the character, shit like Martin Luther saying, you know, like the good shit, like,
facts.
You know, like everybody has good in them, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta kind of find it, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, black people are traditionally, you know, ridiculed and, marginalized and castigated against and shit just because of our skin color. So like having to, slowly trickle that in, you know what I'm saying? And then like my daughter asking questions is wild, you know what I'm saying? Cause she's starting to get it a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, so, but you don't want to jade them too much, but you also want to prepare them, you know what I mean? So you want to have them form their own opinions cause, they're a clean slate essentially. So you want to, you don't want to taint them too much at an early age, but at the same time, you don't want to like not have them aware of, the elephant that is us, you know what I mean? Like we are the elephant in the room, in most cases.
It's kind of wild because when I was thinking about this, I was thinking about like I don't have children. So I always think about like my nieces, and now I have a nephew and I have 2 more nieces on the way in the next week or 2. It's like, I remember like when my nieces were very young, like they were afraid of the cops, but that's because we used to be like, if you be bad, you going to jail. We gonna call the cops. So whenever like they saw like sirens and shit, they would be scared. But, like as a aunt or like you as a father, I think the hard part is, or from where I sit, I feel like the hard part is how do you teach your child that this person is two things, like they can be the most helpful, and if you run into problems, go to a cop, but this is also the same person who could fucking shoot you in the back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that's kind of like a hard conversation to have, you know what I'm saying? So I was just wondering like how do you go about that? You know what I'm saying? Like that just seemed like such a hard thing to process at such a young age. My nieces are getting a little bit older, you know what I'm saying? So I may be able to kind of kick it to them, but I feel like even like for my nephew, like I can't wait until he's 14, or my brother can't wait until he's 14 to have this type of conversation with him, because they shooting little boys with fucking BB guns and water guns, you know what I'm saying, out here, in these streets. And just talking to, I know quite a few of my friends who only have one child. They have one boy, and they talk about, now they got to start talking to their black sons about society and, about how black men are treated in society and about the cops and shit like that. So it's very, it's upsetting, you know what I'm saying? But
part of being black,
it's every day. Yeah.
That's why like nobody ever understands. Like you never, like a white person can't understand that. Like you'll never have to have that conversation with your kids about like procedures in terms of getting, like just for one, getting pulled over by the police. You'll never have to have that conversation. You know what I mean? Like, you may, but not to the extent of like, hey, well, they'll kill you if you do this. You know what I mean? Like they'll kill you. Like it's all this imagery of you dying. So there's so many examples that we can pull from, you know what I mean? Like shit, it's like when my kids start driving, there's so many examples that I can show them of car wrecks and shit, you know what I'm saying? From kids texting and drunk driving and shit like that. Just the same thing, you know what I mean? Like I can show you a bunch of imagery of you being killed by this person that you pay to protect you, you know what I mean? So, you just gotta kind of, it's like walking a tightrope, you know what I mean? You gotta balance. You got to balance. Being a black person is always, being a trapeze artist, you got to balance in so many different ways. You got to balance the streets. You got to balance life.
And
you got to balance
day.
corporate. You got to balance shit. Like, you got to balance everything. You got to balance being a parent, because, and that everybody does, obviously, but it's a different level when you're black, when you're under the gun, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. And, one of the other things that kind of stood out to me was in the beginning when she was talking to the black people, and, she went to like that poetry, hip hop, cipher type cool thing. That was going on. And, my whole thing, what I vent about on a very regular fucking basis, because it irks me every day, is trying to perform white professionalism. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not performing whiteness at work, then you're considered unprofessional. You know what I'm saying? And, it bothers me every day, because I honestly feel like, and so many people have this same conversation where I'm like, okay, so it's not just me. Like, you don't get to be yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it's exhausting. You're mentally exhausted. Like you're putting on a play every single day. You know what I'm saying? And then when you're advised on how to go about things, you're advised how to go about things, how they will go about things, because that's innate to them. The way that they act is not professional, it's just white. So they just get to come to work and be white. You know what I'm saying? And you got to come to work and be white. So it's hard. It's draining. It's monotonous, and it gets fucking exhausting. The woker you,
swear
it is every day. You don't have to think about none of these things. Like they don't have to think about any of these things that we have to think about. And like I said, it could be even, you can take a damn rich white man and put him in a Pinto and put a rich black man in a fucking, top notch Mercedes or some shit like that, and had this white man rolling around in Beverly Hills. They ain't gonna say nothing, and he in a Pinto, and this black dude in a nice car gonna be rolling around Beverly Hills, and he gonna get fucking stopped. Like, what are you doing here? Like, you don't belong here. You know what I'm saying? The documentary as a whole, when I wrap up the whole thing, I don't think it kind of got anywhere.
I watched it.
It was weird.
Okay. Is this it? Like,
yeah. And that's what I was like, so this is how we wrapping it up. We ain't come to no conclusions. We ain't had no action items.
Like, I was very, so I was like, cause towards the end, that's why I said when I started tuning out, I'm like, okay. So what, we know all this. I mean,
where we going?
What's the happenings here, captains, but whatever.
So that kind of left me with like an odd feeling of, this seems like just another thing you did to get a bag. Not necessarily saying that Chelsea Handler is racist, because I don't think that about her, because she had a lot of black dick. She used to fuck with 50 Cent. And, you know, she be fighting for different shit. And a nigga named Tyshawn, who clearly likes white women. You see all his kids.
Yeah, they was Spanish or something.
They look like something. What was crazy to me, because when I saw Tyshawn come out and I'm looking at Chelsea, I'm like, wait, how the fuck old is Chelsea? And Chelsea only fucking 44 years old. I thought she was at least in her early 50s, like 51, 52.
Nah, I knew she was like 40.
Even Tyshawn's mom looked younger than Chelsea, and she used to be on drugs.
I was thinking she was gonna say that. Like, damn, y'all look good. Like, I was hoping they would mention like the.
And she wanted to give Tyshawn some more of that.
Tyshawn beat that pussy.
Yeah, he was. She was like, oh, you look beefy.
Yeah, he definitely put that rod on. For sure.
And she wanted to get
shout
Tyshawn
out to her pulling up in a fucking
work.
Hyundai Elantra. I definitely just, like, this bitch rich as fuck. You see your backyard and you pulling up in a Hyundai Elantra. Like, that's white privilege.
But see, that is white privilege, because you purposely pulled up in a Hyundai Elantra, so you wouldn't look like that.
That bitch backyard was fine. That was the best part of the shit for me. That motherfucking backyard. Her shit was crazy.
That whole fucking shit was lit. Was nice. Her whole fucking crib was lit.
Beautiful. Shout out to you.
They're like, yeah, that's why you don't think about it, because you and shit like this. Yeah, so any final thoughts on Hello Privilege is me, Chelsea?
I mean, if you got an hour and some change to burn, man, it ain't bad to watch. It ain't, I mean, it's nothing like must-see TV.
It ain't gonna, it ain't gonna change your life.
And for white or black people, but, I mean, Chelsea Handler's wild. She be saying some crazy shit. She got a wild ass mouth. But it's alright. It's cool. Like, she just be saying mad, random ass, wild ass shit. You know what I mean?
She really do. I've always liked Chelsea Handler as far as like, you know, her comedy and shit like that. Yeah, for sure. And the fact that she say fucking anything is funny to me.
She's funny. Like, she like Joan Rivers-esque, like in that vein of, you know what I mean, don't give a fuckness.
She like the, unboycotted, what's my girl name? With the head, the Trump head chopped off with the red hair.
Kathy.
Y'all know who we're talking about. Kathy Griffin. Yeah. Kathy Griffin. But yeah, that white privilege, I'm just gonna echo what B said. You know, if you want to watch it. It's not gonna change your life. You can see some white people saying that, you know, racism is not really a thing. It's minuscule. It's not really anything. It's over exaggerated.
One
of the things I like.
I was like, what is that? I was like, is that a meniscus? Like, what is that? It's minuscule. That's fire. I'm never saying minuscule again.
And you know shit. I like what the black comedian said though about like racism real quick. He was just like, racism is not a feeling. Sure. It's a measurable thing. You know what I mean? Like we can measure racism.
He's married to a white woman.
He married to a white woman. Yeah. Most of the most woke black dudes is married to white women. Or not of
their race.
Yeah. Yeah. They like, I'm with it, but I ain't like with Killer Mike said, like, I need my...
Killer Mike was somewhere. I forgot what he said. He was like, all the niggas that be talking shit about me aren't married to a black woman, so I don't really give a fuck what they're talking about. And I was like, well, yeah. Yeah. He's like, all the niggas that got something to say about everything I do, your ass ain't married to a black woman, so you ain't got shit to say to me about nothing. And I was like, well, that's it.
That's it. Yeah, right.
Pretty much.
Hey, right. I want to thank y'all for listening, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the show and check us out on the website at the ain'tshitShow.com. That's the X word Aubrey. And follow us on social. It's big shit popping. Follow us on Twitter, IG, Facebook. Y'all know y'all can listen on YouTube. Y'all can listen on the website, Spotify, iHeart, all the places where you listen to podcasts. And if you can, write and rate, do that. And tag us. Tell a friend, man. And y'all know we like to end each podcast with a quote. And the quote for today is, you can't cry about having a lot on your plate when your goal was to eat.
Sure.
And until next week, I want y'all to be great and the marathon continues.
Yeah.
We out.